So, hello and welcome to the Spiel's ninth annual holiday party. Welcome, everybody. Yay!
Yay!
I'm one of your two hosts for this crazy cavalcade of wackiness here. I'm Stephen Conway, and of course, my inimitable co host,
Doug Richardson, over here.
Welcome. This is the ninth year we've done this crazy party, and we're so happy to be with you all. And we've got a great cast of characters here from around the world, and we'll have people dropping in, I think, as we go along. But to start out with, I think we'll start by having everybody introduce themselves. Say, I'll sort of call you out one at a time. So tell us who you are, where you are from, and then just to kind of get the conversation going, tell us one or two either weird or fun things about yourself. So let's start with Bruce Vogue.
Oh, hey, I'm Bruce Vogue. Hey, everybody. Let's see. What am I? Okay, that's the first thing I'm supposed to do.
Where are
one
you
or two
from?
weird things.
Yep.
And I'm just outside of beautiful Baltimore, Maryland, on the East Coast. As a note, folks, if you're listening, no, it's not as bad as you think. It's all right here. Let's see. I was at one point in my career a minor league baseball public address announcer. I was at another point in my career a poker dealer in the underground casino world. And I was in the biggest raid since Prohibition in the state of Maryland. There's the two. That's usually the two I like to hit you with as the most and least wholesome things to know about me.
Nice. Welcome, Bruce.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. This is my first time doing this thing, and I thank you so much for the invitation.
We're so glad to have you. You've been contributing to the Spiel for some time, and you've been a listener forever. I know we've corresponded for years, and so glad that the stars have finally aligned. I know you're busy this time of year, so thanks for taking time to be with us.
Thanks so much for having me.
You know, for those of you that haven't done this before, the other 8 holiday parties are still going on.
Nonstop.
It's just one continuous party. Once you've been invited,
Baton death march of holiday parties.
You can't actually get uninvited, so you're welcome, and I'm sorry.
I've tried!
So let's go, Ezra, since you jumped in there. Let's go with Ezra next.
Hello, internet friends. I'm Ezra. It's probably my fault. It's my usual rejoinder. I don't even think I can call myself a Spiel contributor anymore. It was, it's been so long. I do a sometime, hopefully soon again, segment, Build a Bigger Game Table, about helping increase diversity and inclusion in gaming. I will note this party is a bunch of white people, speaking of such things, and we'll move on from there.
Where are you?
There's a cat here too.
Yeah, all right, yeah. I'm not sure if a Norwegian counts as diversity. That's
where are you located? And tell us.
I'm in lovely Alameda, California. It is as bad as you think. No, it's lovely. Two strange things. I worked on the Federal Reserve's Y2K project, and as part of that, we had to come up with scenarios. We did a role-playing with every branch of the Federal Reserve, all 12 banks, giving them scenarios of what might happen on January 1st at midnight, and we would go hour by hour. And so I got to create a cult of Alan Greenspan worshipping zombies that rose from the earth and assaulted the Richmond Fed. And they actually had to come up with a contingency plan for that. It was one of my prouder moments. I was fired shortly there. No, I was, but that was one of my weirder jobs. The weirdest part of that job was actually December 31st. We had a conference call with the central banks of every nation on an hourly basis as they crossed the what we wrongly called the century dateline, and the very first one was Russia. And as soon as nothing bad happened in Russia, everyone in the world went, well, I think we're fine then. Because if something bad was going to happen, it was going to be in Russia. So it was a very strange job.
Very strange, but I had no idea. I've known you for how many years? And
yeah,
Still learning crazy things about you.
It's all classified.
Let's go Mark Smalley. I'm going in order just for those listening to the podcast. You'll have the option to watch, of course, because this will be up on YouTube. But for those listening, we're recording this on Zoom so we can all see each other and play and cavort along. So Mark Smalley, welcome to the party.
Hi, I'm Mark Smalley in Indianapolis, just a little bit south of Stephen. And what's something weird and interesting about me? Well, here's something that's weird and sad about me. I've got over 1,000 hours in Slay the Spire.
Wow.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
I don't want to, sandbag on my recommendations, but have you played Inscription, Mark?
I have. I finished it. Played it all the way through. That was one of my recommendations, in fact, was Inscription. Yeah. Yeah, what a mind blower, huh? Yeah.
Well, welcome to the call, and thanks for your help. Mark has done yeoman's work on a lot of the games that we're going to be playing here, so we owe him a debt of gratitude or a debt of vengeance. Let's keep with the marks here. So we have a new victim or attendee, Mark Reed, longtime Spieler. Welcome, Mark Reed.
Hello. Yeah, Mark Reed. I am down here in currently rainy, but generally not so bad, Atlanta, Georgia. And what's interesting about me? I work for, CNN, among others, on the website. I was there at CNN.com when we did Y2K, and that was interesting. We were also doing the hourly check-ins with the bureaus as the time zones hit, but the only problem we had was that some of our websites displayed the date on January 1st as 19100. So that was great. In my tenure there, I was responsible for getting the Star Report online. That was my big claim to fame.
Wow.
So far, my Klingon speaking skills have not come in handy at the job, and that's about it for me.
We're so glad to have you here. Welcome, Mark. Let's go Darrell Ottery in the UK. Tell us where you are exactly and something crazy about you.
Something crazy, God knows. Yeah, I'm in Reading, about 40 miles west of London. If you come north of Southampton and west from London, where the cross section is, that's basically where we are. Aiming for city status this year with the Queen's Platinum, whatever it is, Jubilee. We missed out last time round to Brighton because Brighton needed to be a city. It's much smaller. But yeah, Reading's the largest town in the UK that is not a city. We have a population of 250,000-ish. Yeah, I've been here since I failed to escape university here, and I run a game store with the wife and what feels like hundreds of staff, but they're all around. We have one of the probably more focused on board game stores rather than board game cafe or card game clubhouse type stores or miniatures heavy one in the country. And we've been doing this for slightly longer than Stephen's been running this show. Let's call it show. Yeah. What's weird about me? I have no idea. I'm not going to say ask me anything because that would be dangerous. If I sound slightly off tonight, it's because I've just done a stint in the shop on the last Saturday before Christmas. I also have a streaming cold and I didn't sleep hugely well last night, but we'll see what the application of lots of crap scotch, because I won't be able to taste it today, does for me as we go. I may not make it to the end. We'll see how long this goes.
Well, we appreciate you showing up and drinking this cheap scotch with us.
Well, nothing but the best for you guys, right?
I can email you my jokes if you don't make it till the end, because I know you'll be sad if you miss those.
I would be, yes, sad. Let's go with sad.
James Engelhardt is next in the party. Welcome, James.
Thank you, Steve. I'm in Greenville, South Carolina, just up the road from Atlanta, and I was in Atlanta for Y2K, since we've got this whole Y2K theme going. Thought I'd go into that. Other things, I lived for 5 years in Fairbanks, Alaska, which the other day was at 40 below and, probably 2-3 feet of snow at this point. So it's just rain out here. So that's nice. And the strangest thing is that I'm going to have in 4 days a teenager. So all this teenager stuff that we were talking about before we started rolling, that's coming toward me like a tidal wave. So
welcome. And you've got a little one too as well, right?
Yes. So he's just over 6 months old. So we're we won't have two teenagers at the same time. So that's good.
Welcome, James. Francie, Broadie.
Well, I'm Francie, and I am here in Indianapolis with Steven in the same house. He's at the table across the way from me. Yes.
That Zoom is coming from inside the house.
It is. It is. And Suzie's appeared.
Hey, there's Suzie.
Yeah. As far as weird things about me, I don't know. I guess I have a new obsession with knitting gnomes, as you can see from the view behind Steven's head. I seem to not be able to stop.
It's kind of alarming. It's not
scary.
quite as many as board
Scary.
games, but they're starting to take over. Well, welcome, Francie. Let's welcome Suzie in, and then we'll continue on. Hey, Suzie.
Hello, Suzie.
Hey, everyone.
So, Suzie, we're going around and saying who you are, where you are located, and something fun or weird about yourself. So we'll just throw you to the wolves here and let you do that.
Okay, so hi, everyone. I'm Suzie. I'm in Texas, and there's nothing weird about me. No. I don't know. I really love Francie's gnomes, and I aspire to knit that many gnomes one day.
A gnome wannabe.
Gnome sweet gnome.
Well, thank you for joining us on the call here. We're glad to have you.
Glad to be here. Happy everything, everyone.
Catherine, let's go to Norway next.
I am Catherine Roseland. I live in Stavanger, Norway. I am half American and half Norwegian. Despite my accent, I have never lived in the States. Something weird. I have way too many hobbies and have probably touched pretty much every geeky hobby there is. At some point in time, I even have a stamp collection. I'm a LARPer and an avid board gamer, and I also work at a gaming store. So, like I said, touched it all pretty much. I even do leatherworking and chainmail and a bunch of other hand making techniques. I will try to make some kind of chain and gnomes at some point, Francie. If I can figure it out.
I was just imagining
Gnomes and chainmail.
A leatherwork gnome. Maybe your gnomes need leather armor or chainmail. I think that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Erik. Let's go to Belgium next.
Yeah, I'm the other European here, living in Hasselt, Belgium. I don't know, I guess no one knows Hasselt, but there's one famous person that was born here in Hasselt. It was in the news a lot last week. It's Max Verstappen, Formula One driver. Max Verstappen, world champion, Formula One. So he was born here, 1 kilometer from here. What's strange about me or nice to know, my hobby is making quizzes. I make a lot of quizzes, and especially now since lockdown, I started making board game quizzes on Board Game Geek. So almost every week I post one over there. Currently there's one active on Christmas. What's the Christmas in the board games? So if you give a thumbs up, it would be nice. And I can get, currently I'm on number 5 in hot discussions. I would like to reach number 1. So if you all give me a thumbs up, then I will reach number 1. So thanks.
We'll put the link in the show notes, Erik. So hopefully
Perfect.
we can get the listeners rallied to your cause.
Perfect.
That's excellent. One more person to introduce who's just entered the party, the reigning champion of the Spielathon, wearing his meeple crown. Alex, we're asking everybody to tell us who you are, where you are located, and then something either fun or weird about yourself.
All right, I'm Alex Despres. I am the reigning Spielathon champion. I I'm in Texas with Suzie, although I did grow up in New Orleans. And something weird or interesting about me, I don't know. I spent 5 years wandering all over the country, building stuff at airports. I did that for a while. That was really cool.
That's definitely.
I mean, were they asking you to build stuff, or were you just like showing up at
I just showed
airports
up. No,
and
no,
like
I just showed
raising a barn?
I just showed up and built random lights and confused pilots. That's all we did.
That crown is quite the piece of work, I have to say. Was that you, Stephen?
Yeah.
I believe winning the Spiel. This is your punishment for winning the Spielathon, is having to be here.
Yeah, pretty much. I found out he sent me a contract that I have to come to all Spiel events for the next year.
So it's like Miss America, where you're
Yeah,
obligated
exactly.
to all of the appearances.
Exactly.
For some reason, you're unable to fulfill your duties as Spielathon champion, and then number 2 would take it over.
But if I don't do the work, Bruce, I'm gonna lose my scholarship to Spiel University. And
I'm not saying you should. I'm merely laying out for everyone listening exactly what would happen if you did.
Most people don't realize Darrell is Miss Congeniality.
I hide it well.
Well, welcome, Alex. So Suzie and Alex, just as a point of order, all the games we're about to start playing here are going to be team games, so I'm going to assign you a team. So Suzie, you are on Team Meeple.
Welcome to the team.
So Team Meeple is Catherine, Darrell, Ezra, and Suzie.
Come on.
Erik, sorry. Alex, you are on Team Cube, and that is Erik, the two Marks, Mark Smalley and Mark Reed, and Alex Despres. And then
I'm wearing all these meeples. I got the meeple shirt, I got the meeple crown, and you put me on Team Cube.
You got to go with the order. I'm sorry.
You don't even have Alan to blame on this. Where is Gubbins? This is his fault.
Gubbins is coming late. Gubbins had a prior engagement, so we will see Gubbins here shortly. We have a laptop set up for him, and I gave him the key is in the door, so he's just going to let himself in and join the party when he shows up here. And then the last team here is Team Dice, and there's only 3 people on that team right now. Gubbins will be the 4th when he shows up.
Oh, yeah.
James, Bruce, and Francie are on Team Dice. So let's play. Welcome to the party, and let's get a game going here. So this first game comes to us courtesy of Mark Smalley. This is a game called, it's based on an actual game, right? Mark, called Pinpoint.
Yeah.
I think we're going to call this one, though, Most Least, right? That's, I think, what we've sort of started calling it. And for those playing on Zoom or watching, I'm going to, when we start the game, I'm going to put a slide up, so I'll share my screen so you can see the choices when the game actually starts. And of course, I'll be reading them out to all the fine listeners out there as well. So the way this game works, and Mark, jump in if I screw this up, but I'm going to show you a sort of situation where it's going to be who is the most likely or the least likely to do X. And let's say Team Meeple is playing. Team Meeple is going to have to nominate somebody to decide, to be the decider on the team, and to decide who is the most and who is the least for the particular category. And they're going to Doug is going to be the arbiter of each of the games here. Doug is going to receive your chat. So you're going to chat your answer, whoever the nominated decider is, to Doug. The rest of the team is then going to have to try to predict who that decider picked for the least and the most question. So I'm going to show you an example here. So give me a second to share.
Oh, goodness, please.
And it'll make sense, I promise.
At least the rules aren't convoluted.
They never are, Ezra. They never are.
What's the time to teach on this one?
Thank you for.
Well, the problem is it's best at 2.
Well, whatever the box says, double it, and then we're good.
The playing time is 10 minutes per player. We're doomed.
Why is it not letting me select?
I don't know, but that was such a genuine attempt to not actually be angry out of Steven that it was amazing.
I have spent, so this is the 9th holiday party. I have spent 9 holiday parties trying to get Steven to storm out of the whatever venue we're in, and it is nigh impossible. I challenge any of you. And the only person that can come close to me is Mark Wilder.
Yeah.
Yes. Shout out to Mark Wilder.
Yeah, shout out to Mark Wilder. He's the Mark I like.
Okay.
Ezra doesn't come here to win France, by the way. So
Clearly.
What the hell have friends ever done for me?
All right, give me 2 seconds. For some reason, it's not letting me share the screen. I want to share. Multiple participants. This is thrilling. There we go.
I was going to say, this is incredibly exciting, not only for the viewing audience, but also for the listening audience.
Yes.
Especially for listening audience.
So here we go. I've got it on the screen now. It took me a minute there to get it set up. See, so this is this is an example. So most least. So who is the most likely to be a picky eater, and who is the least likely to be a picky eater? Jeff Bridges, Jeffrey Dahmer, DJ Jazzy Jeff, or Jeff Bezos. So the person who is the decider would go to Doug and would chat, who they think the most and who the least is, and then the team will kibitz among themselves and come up with an answer as a team as to what they think their teammate picked as the most and the least likely for the thing. This is just an example. Everybody, does that sort of make sense to everybody now?
Absolutely.
I mean, clearly the least is DJ Jazzy Jeff because he wants to know if you're going to finish that.
Fair in canon. That is how he feels. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I mean,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So let's start with Team Meeple. So that is Catherine, Darrell, Ezra, and Suzie. And if I've done this right, I should just be able to do this. All right. So here's your question. You need to pick. So the Team Meeple has to pick a person to be the decider. So the question is, who would be the most likely or the least likely to eat Hot Pockets? The Tooth Fairy, Lady Gaga, Alex Trebek, or Merlin?
Boy, we're asking the big questions here.
I mean,
So first we need to nominate someone, right?
Yeah. So first we pick somebody on our team. Anybody have a take? Do we need to explain Hot Pockets to Darrell or to Catherine?
I have no idea what it is.
A Hot Pocket is a microwave pastry that is savory. Inside is some awful topping that kind of somehow all taste the same, even though they are purportedly different things. And they are also magically that food that is somehow simultaneously, once you microwave it, lava hot and still cold.
No, it's clear.
I don't know if this is helpful at all for my team, but the least or the most likely to wear Hot Pockets would be Lady Gaga.
Well, now we're cheating. So I nominate Suzie then.
Okay. So Suzie, you secretly,
based on some information that I've recently received, I nominate Suzie.
Points
you
are
wear
really
one meat dress, and people are like, "Oh, you'll wear every food."
So Suzie, you will chat to Doug, specifically Doug, not everybody, otherwise the game kind of goes poof.
I see. I don't know if I can handle this responsibility, guys.
Heavy as the head of she wears the crown.
Yeah.
Add it up, girl.
And then
Steven, are we answering both? Are we answering?
So Suzie is going to answer both most and least. So the team is going to.
There are 2 points available here.
Yeah, there are 2 points available.
Okay.
Oh, so and we're not discussing, or are we chatting with
you are not discussing.
No, Suzie,
you are choosing the answers.
You are choosing the answers, and your team is going to try to predict which what you decided.
It's like a multi-way newlywed game. They're all trying to guess what you pick.
Got it.
I know what I would pick here.
You had no idea, Suzie. You tried to make one quasi-topical reference to the Lady Gaga, and now all of the power is in your hands.
It's too much power, guys. I gotta be honest.
So Team Meeple, you can begin to discuss and decide,
Has she
Wait, no, I
don't think we should wait. We should wait until she puts her answers in, because otherwise we could
Okay.
heavily weigh her answers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like depending on how,
I mean, we all know Alex Trebek hates Hot Pockets.
Do we know that? I thought if you asked him, he would tell you he liked them because he was Canadian and polite.
Well, that's a great point. As long as you asked him in the form of a question, that would be nice.
Always my problem every time I talk to him.
Are the answers in, Doug?
I have not gotten an answer yet.
they are not. So I'm going to request that Bruce.
What is this,
a
AP?
little bit.
Yeah, she's
It
AP.
is,
in the
it is
answer.
AP. This is very important, and it's the first question. So I feel.
So
like
I'll help you vamp, Susie.
Thank you.
Because
Thank
now
you.
that Ezra's
Thank
made
you,
it a
Still
part of the
King.
game, now that Ezra's made it part of the game to try and get Steven upset, I've changed my background to something I know he loves.
I mean, who among us, guys, gals, non-binary pals, who doesn't love Cracker Barrel?
That's what I'm saying.
This guy.
Steven.
I mean, a breakfast place where if you say, I want chicken and waffles, they simply say no. Come on. What can you possibly dislike about that?
Cracker Barrel is the whole point of Cracker Barrel is somebody said to Sambo's, maybe dial it back a little, only be sort of racist.
I feel like Cracker Barrel would serve you chicken and waffles, but on separate plates, and demand that you are not allowed to put them together.
So no actual story. I know for some folks that went there, not me, not my kind of. Although but went there and they were like, "Oh, I really want chicken and waffles," and they were like, "Oh no." I was like, "Are you kidding me? The only thing you do like folksy American breakfast. That's supposed to be your jam. You're supposed to own that." And I guess they were like, "I don't know. I don't know who's going to
Cracker
buy
is in
chicken
the
and
name,
waffles."
Bruce. It's in the name.
Okay.
Oh, is it a quantity or where they keep them?
I believe it's a lifestyle.
A barrel of monkeys and barrel of grapes.
All right. You Team Maple may now discuss.
All right. If she didn't say Lady Gaga is the most likely, I'm going to be upset and wonder if she's ever played one of these games before.
No, but there's a difference between the most likely to wear and the most likely to eat.
She said most and Lady Gaga
No,
in the
there's
same
most
sentence.
And likely to wear. There's a difference, Ezra. There's a difference.
Look,
I mean, it would be the tooth fairy who's the most likely to eat one because she doesn't have time to make any food herself.
Does Suzie know how table talk works? Because if she does, and I think she does, she knows what happened there. What was the Italian game where you could legally cheat, Stephen? The name of which I forget.
Oh, jeez.
The card game where you could there was codified cheating in the rules.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, but that's kind of what just happened here.
Yeah.
So
she might have tried to overcorrect after having been nominated. So
yeah, I mean that's a thing.
Darrell,
what do you think?
Well, I think at least two of them are fictional, and therefore those seem unlikely to eat them.
Wow,
good point.
I had no idea you felt that way about Lady Gaga.
Absolutely, complete fiction. No, obviously Merlin's real.
I've seen him on TV.
I don't think the Tooth Fairy eats.
That's actually a valid point, Ezra, I gotta say.
Does she?
Yeah. What else is she doing with those teeth?
Building castles.
What about least likely? Can we agree on that?
Yeah, that's what I think. The Tooth Fairy is the least likely.
She does have a lot of extra teeth, though. If not for eating white teeth.
Good point. Yeah, I was thinking Merlin would be the least likely because he just he's too wise to deal with a hot pocket.
Can I ask Team People a question?
Yes.
For the purpose of this conversation, is Alex Trebek still alive?
Well, that's an interesting point. Yes. Is it currently most likely?
Yeah.
Pocket?
Too soon.
This game shouldn't take this long.
Yes.
I
did the Lady Gaga one. Darrell, Catherine, who do you think is the least likely?
I'd probably go for the Tooth Fairy, but
Okay, two
I don't
against
know.
one. We're going Tooth Fairy.
All right, so most likely Lady Gaga, least likely the Tooth Fairy.
Okay, I have the answer. The most likely, according to Suzie, is Alex.
Come on!
Ezra, as
not
long
how
as that took, I at least figured you'd get it right.
Oh, God.
Table
Not
talk.
how table talk works.
I'm disappointed in you.
I blame Ezra entirely.
I blame
That's
Suzie.
fair. That's fair. He
I would-
took
I
that
would
one.
also
He was
like
like,
to
I
point out
own this
Doug-
decision.
Doug knew the answers that I gave as well, and nobody like asked him or tried to like needle him or find out anything.
Only bribes would have worked. That's my integrity level.
What's the next?
The least likely is indeed the Tooth Fairy.
Nice. 1 point,
Yay.
Team Meeple. Congratulations.
Stephen, I am giving them 1 point, but
Huh.
I control the scoring in this
Oh,
game.
that's true.
Oh my! Oh wow!
Ooh.
Woo!
Okay.
So
Hey Doug, you
fine.
better be careful because he's got Dave on speed dial. So
Congratulations, Team Meeple. Let's move on. Let's go Team Cube next. This is Erik, Mark Reed, Mark Smalley, and Alex.
nominate somebody.
Who is the most likely or least likely to wear the correct protective gear for a dangerous activity? Carlton Banks from the French.
The French Prince. Yes, that's a different show.
My children need wine. Give me a cigarette.
Or the Little Prince?
Carlton Banks from the Fresh Prince, Katharine Hepburn, Vincent Price, or Ross Geller from Friends?
Can anyone please show me a French Carlton dance? I can't do it, but
Even
I feel like
I
it's
don't
the
even
wall.
I don't even have a baguette around.
I
it
nominate
involves
Alex
smoking.
to be
It
our
100%.
nominee. By dint of the Meeple crown, I think Alex should represent the team.
All right, I'll make a
Okay.
quick
There you go.
decision then. I won't overthink this and risk everything going terrible.
That all sounded very believable.
Yeah.
I mean, it is your duty, your sworn duty.
He did take an oath. He didn't know it. He doesn't know it, but he did. That was one thing I did not consider is analysis paralysis in this game.
Anyone involved in this not know who Katharine Hepburn or Vincent Price are.
Oh, you have to know who Vincent Price is. He did the rap in Thriller.
Well,
You
The
know,
funk of 40,000 years. Yeah.
the voice of a generation.
right? That
Okay,
one was written
I
in
have
a limo
answers.
ride. That was written. They got him at the last minute, and they wrote the entire rap on the limo ride from picking him up to take him to the studio.
Wow. I did
Okay,
not know.
team, you may discuss.
So the answers are in.
The
Alex
answer
has
is
locked
in.
in his answers.
so
He
can we
locked it
base
in.
this off of who is nerdiest and assume that the nerdiest would then be most likely to wear the correct protective gear?
I mean, I think Ross Geller is definitely not going to do anything without putting on the right protective gear. That's just
Yeah, to me, it was either Carlton or Ross.
I only know
But,
Ross,
can-
so I don't have a lot of opinion here.
So who's least likely? Who cares the least?
Katie Hepburn.
Oh, Katie, wow.
Man,
Didn't realize you. I only let Henry Fonda call me Katie.
Okay, sure. So we'll go Ross most, Catherine least.
Okay.
That's your final answer.
Yes.
Anyone
Okay,
else want to
here's
argue?
the big reveal. Most likely is Ross Geller.
Yeah.
Hey,
Man, you really slept on Carlton there.
So I thought real hard about this, guys, and here's the deal. Ross is the good friend who's always telling everybody else what to do and they ignore him, right? But he's going to do it anyway. But Carlton is very likely to be talked into it by Will. Like Will and DJ Jazzy Jeff are going to talk him into doing whatever the hell.
You know what? That's a great rationale. That's a great
no,
rationale.
and absolutely, Carlton will say that's not the right thing to do, but he'll get talked into it and he'll get caught.
And least likely, Catherine Hepburn. Wow. So I
Or
count that
Katie,
as
if you're me.
1 point for each answer and 1 bonus point for Katie.
What?
3 points for Team Cube.
All right.
That was a
Have the
vote
lead.
for not thinking about it too much.
There you go.
That means Team Dice is up. This is James, Bruce, and Francie.
All right.
You tell
Who
me
is-
who are we sending up as tribute?
Nice.
Perfectly timed. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. That was good.
Who is most likely or least likely to win the Hunger Games if entered? Kramer, George, Elaine, or Jerry? The cast of Seinfeld.
I will just let my teammates know that I've seen like 5 episodes of Seinfeld. And
Oh, well, then we're going to send you to make the decision.
Yep, that'll work.
Do it. I like it. Have you seen what they look like? Because I'd like you to do me a favor. If you don't remember what they look like, at least pull that picture up for a second just to make it, and do it with the names under it so you don't think that like Jerry and Kramer are the same person. James, I don't know how you feel about that. I realize I just took that.
I like it.
over.
No, I like it. Nope.
I say
think
we
it's good.
send her, because then if it all goes completely awry and like a tire flies off into the crowd and kills 3 people, and we're like, oh, we shouldn't know Seinfeld.
It's
What
okay,
could we
yeah.
have done?
We've got a couple of dirt tracks around here, so that's definitely an option.
There we go.
Yeah.
Implausible deniability.
Indeed. Doug, I want you to remember that. I want you to take a second, Doug. I want you and I to have a moment here. Notice how excited we were to throw caution to the wind. If somewhere in your Fakakta scoring system there's a bonus for some sort of risk-taking, I'd just
Really?
like to remind you that if there were bonus points to be awarded for degree of difficulty, like we were doing, like the triple Lutz out here, I just want you to remember that that's what we did.
You were more eager to throw Francie to the wind.
No. Because then Francie's out here discussing it, not knowing who any of them are. Just going like, I don't know.
So Bruce, speaking
Okay.
of not knowing who any of them are, I'm curious if Erik knows both the Hunger Games and Seinfeld enough to participate in this.
Yeah, I know all of them.
Well, he's not on the team, so yeah.
No, I know. I just like after the revelation that somehow the Fresh Prince has not reached overseas, which is very disappointing.
Well,
Eric, can we draft you for
Norway.
this question? Since you do know all the cultural references here, can we have your help? Because we're down a person
Yeah.
anyway.
yeah, I think
That's
that's
what we're-
Yeah.
that's fully
Last time
fair.
you didn't really know it was good. Like, it just wasn't references. You get them this time. Let's bring you in.
Let's do it.
Well, and really, the reason I mentioned it was that I was trying to help Erik with the French Prince. He's familiar with the French Prince.
The petite
Oui.
prince.
French Prince of Belarus.
So yes, Erik, you can jump teams for this question.
Excellent.
Okay, so Team Dice, you may now discuss.
Okay.
I think
have
Elaine
the official
wins.
Answer.
I think Elaine wins.
Yeah. I'm really super okay with that.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel like she has enough cunning and guile
oh yeah. No,
to win the Hunger Games. What do you think, Erik?
she'll take you down.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not on your team, I'm just going to throw this out there. Those 4 characters did all participate in a contest, and we know the winner and the first loser.
That
I
is
don't.
also true, but I don't think that's one of the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
not super. Like, don't get me wrong. I didn't get to the end of the last book, but like, I don't think that comes up.
Yeah.
Sounds more like a thirst trap to me.
Yeah, that sounds more. I think you crossed over all the books because they were all, at the same time. There was that. There
Actually,
was,
Bruce,
50 Shades of Grey.
I think it
Alex-
took Kramer about 5 seconds to bail out of that contest.
Alex is mistaking that with a video he saw on the internet last night that he thought was the Hunger Games.
I have in fact seen the Hunger Games, so I know half of this question.
So here's the question: it's either going to be Kramer or George that I think is our bottom. It is. Are people just going to see?
Well, that was in the video too.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I think it's George. I think George is the least likely to win.
yeah. I
He's
think I
mean.
think Kramer could somehow maybe himself out of it or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
For those of you that are listening, I just shook about. That's really all I did.
It looked very Kramer-esque. Yeah.
That's what I was trying for, but then I realized that we're in an all vocal medium, and that gets lost. So yeah, I'm willing to go George for last. Feel good, Erik?
For me,
I can live with that.
Okay.
All
George
right.
is
So
mean.
Team Dice, that's your answer is Elaine
wins.
and George.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you took the big risk this time.
Yes,
Let's
we
see
did.
how it turned out. The correct is Elaine
Woo!
indeed
Nice.
most likely to win. And George!
Nice.
Yay!
That's 2 points.
That's
Oh,
So the only thing I missed from this discussion was somebody being like, "What's the deal with all these games?"
Are they really that hungry? I don't know.
Doug, any bonus points for risk taking awarded?
I rolled a d6. It came up a 6. That's
Woo.
8 points.
Wow.
Wow. Woo. Team Dice out in the lead.
I
I'm
didn't know
starting
this
to
was
think these rules are arbitrary.
I'm starting to feel like it's more an Ameritrash game than anything
Really?
else. It's kind of
We have a new party member to welcome to the party here, Dave Eckerd. Welcome,
Hey,
Dave
Dave.
Eckerd.
Hey, Dave.
So, Dave, we need you to tell us who you are, where you're located, and then something fun or weird about yourself. And you are on the team that just got the most points so far. You are now on Team Dice with Bruce, Francie, and James.
And Erik for just a second.
And Erik.
For just a second.
guess
Oh, sure, the Belgian is waffling.
Can we give Erik one of those points for his team? Can we just shift one over for his help?
I
That
can
would be
do that.
that would be
That's
I
great.
can do that.
yeah,
Yep.
that seems.
Yep. All right. So your current score is Meeple 1,
Thanks, Bruce.
Cube
Thank you.
4, and Dice 7.
Coolness. So I'm on the dice team. I like that.
Okay.
I'm Dave Eckerd, Lebanon, Indiana, just outside of Indianapolis. This is Maddie. V's over here.
For those listening, Dave has his dogs on camera.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. I didn't realize. So, yeah. Whoever's listening, I have one of my beagles can be seen, and the other one's kind of off to the
I thought
side.
we were a cat show.
No,
We were so far. Yeah.
no, that's what the dog dude. See, there you go. So, something odd about myself. I don't know. I'm an odd.
Your name's the dog dude.
My name is the dog dude. I'm a little bit of a basketball fan. Okay, more than a little bit.
Hosts a long-running Guess the Ice Cream competition.
Yes.
Yes. Which I don't have ice cream right now. I feel bad now. So that's kind of a letdown for those who were hoping for the Guess the Ice Cream situation.
Well, Dave, you're also a rat bastard. One of my.
I am a rat bastard. I'm actually one of the founding rat bastards.
Yes, that's an odd fact, I think. Welcome, Dave, to the program.
And you have very festive neck attire.
Yes,
I like
yes,
it.
he's got Christmas lights wrapped around his neck. That's very nicely done.
Yes,
Stephen,
yes.
I have a question for you, Stephen.
Yes.
Of these 4 people, who can drink 5 liters of gasoline without getting sick? Gary can.
Bad jokes come later.
Oh my
Bad
God.
jokes come later.
And that's the end of the Spiel holiday party.
For the first time in 8 years.
Oof. All right. Well, let's go once more around the horn with this, and then we'll move on. I'm gonna unshare my screen for a second and select a special set of questions for this round.
I would like people to guess how many points Erik loses for his team because.
Hold on, I'm going to roll a d20.
It's a 1.
It's a Stefan Feld game. We can go negative. So.
Wow.
I did roll a 1, in fact.
see. Let's go with that
Speaking of the Federal Reserve Century Date Change Project, they gave us.
nice.
There you go.
Ooh.
I didn't realize I had the tchotchke still.
Oops, wrong thing. I'm
Oh
almost
no,
there.
not the wrong thing.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
whole
how
thing will
could you?
break down their rules.
Who is most likely to be able to work PowerPoint, and who is least likely?
I'm not storming out. You're not going to get me, Ezra. It's not going to happen. It's impossible. All right. So Team Meeple is up. Who is most likely or least likely to join the dark side if they were a Jedi? Douglas Adams, Doug Henning, Doug Flutie, or Doug Richardson?
I vote Ezra.
It's not one of the options.
Fine, I'll take. Well, I am most likely to join the dark side, but all right.
A Doug
Thank you for-
Henning reference.
Yeah, I know. Very exciting.
In
Nice.
2021 year of our Lord, a Doug Henning reference, folks.
I
You have to
mean,
go there somehow.
Explain Doug Henning.
the world of illusion.
Yes.
Doug Henning was the Slim Goodbody of magic.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's another reference that everybody gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for breaking that contemporary.
Doug Henning, if you were to Google 70s magician, Doug Henning is what would come up. First porn would come up, and then Doug Henning would come up. He had an amazing perm, and he wore rainbow unitards, and he was actually a really good magician.
Yeah.
And he had this, I don't know if it
Illusionist,
was
Michael.
affected, this very sort of effeminate manner, and he always talked about the world of illusion.
He was the David Copperfield of the 70s.
Yes.
No, David Copperfield. See, here's the thing. Doug Henning didn't give a crap. David Copperfield gives all the craps. David Copperfield wants to be cool. Doug Henning didn't care about being cool.
Don't hate that David Copperfield cares about his craft, sir.
No, he doesn't care about his craft. He cares about his hair.
Spectacular hair, you'd care too.
Yeah. So as Ezra, have you submitted your
I
select?
almost have.
Okay. I can hear furious typing.
Yeah.
It's like we're breaking into some sort of federal database in a movie from 1994.
I'd like to
Meaninglessly
thank Doug.
tapping keys.
I'd like to thank Doug for having his username be something that isn't all just his name, which makes it really fun to try and chat him.
It does start with Doug.
Yeah.
It's super important to him that Roscoe also be acknowledged.
Yeah. It also wasn't like Doug called himself the Phantom or something. Like, it's still Doug.
Or the dog dude.
The Doug dude.
Yeah, call yourself the Doug dude. There you go. It was right there.
Doug dude, yeah. The Doug dude. All right. I
The
have
Doug
answers.
abides.
You may discuss.
Doug abides.
Go
All
to
right.
the people.
Darrell, Suzie, what do you say? Most likely.
I might refer you to that previous discussion about table talk.
Really? Some degree of subtlety going on.
I think there's going to be a Doug in the answer, is my guess.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he wears rainbow unitards. I mean, I'm thinking least likely, but you never
Doesn't
know
seem
with
to be
Ezra.
dark. Doesn't seem very dark. I mean, Doug. Well, I mean, we're assuming that he made it to Jedi school to begin with.
And
True.
Flutie's
Yeah.
a Canadian, so he couldn't be joining the dark side. I think they're constitutionally.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, least
yeah.
likely, right?
Yeah.
I think least likely for Doug Flutie, but who is the most likely on this list?
Also, Doug
I mean-
Also,
Does recalling that Doug Flutie had a cereal called Flutie Flakes help or hurt this discussion?
Oh, that is a
He
good.
did?
Yeah.
He had- oh my gosh, that makes me so
But
happy.
he won the Grey Cup, so I mean, it's right there in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Well, I
point.
mean, Gray's halfway to Doug, isn't it?
I mean,
You're
technically-
definitely a half empty kind of guy.
Yeah. I mean, technically, I think Douglas Adams would actually be not particularly likely to join the dark side either, but I'm still thinking Doug Flutie is the least likely.
Sure, go with that.
Most likely. I mean, are we going with Richardson or are we going with the quarterback?
I mean, we do have 1 point.
I mean,
why start now then?
The aim is 0, right?
I mean, yeah,
That's
exactly.
true.
We
Could
could
have
have
negative.
negative points, right? We should like aim for the negative points since there's such a big difference, right?
Or would Doug be flattered if we choose him as the most likely?
Battery will get you nowhere.
We've established that bribery is what it takes.
Which is very much
Oh, which is a
dark
pretty
side
dark
trait.
side
So
thing.
maybe
So
Um,
are we knocking it in? It's Doug Flutie for the light and Doug Richardson for the dark, or
seems good to me. Seems good
Wait,
to me.
wait. I steered us wrong last time, so maybe we should do the opposite of what I
Swap 'em. It's Richardson for the light and Flutie for the dark. I mean, if we're aiming for 0 points, you know.
We're going golf score, right? Golf score?
Yeah.
Yeah, golf.
All right.
All right.
Final,
Who's the most? Who's the least?
Darrell?
Oh, don't make it my fault. I blame Ezra.
It's Ezra's fault regardless. So I think
Well,
you're
yeah,
in the
true.
right.
yes.
Go on. Then most likely Stephen's co-host Doug, and least likely Doug Flutie, because that's what you think. I have no idea who this person is. So, there we
Even
go.
better.
Neither do I, Darrell. Neither do I. I had to Google him.
So now that they've locked in the answer, I just want to mention I spent 3 minutes talking about what a creature of pure innocence and beauty Doug Henning was. And these idiots!
You did? I thought it was Flutie you were talking about.
Flutie was.
All right.
The
Did I hear
magician.
your
We're
answer?
talking about the magician.
You were
Doug
talking.
Henning is the magician.
No, Flutie.
You
No,
said
No,
Henning.
Quarterback.
Flutie's
Oh, Henning.
a quarterback.
Oh, we
Flu-
mixed
Doug
it.
Flutie was a
We
quarterback
mixed it.
that even
See,
most
but I
people
don't
that
know
live in the
who
US
these
have
two
never
guys
heard
are,
of.
so that's my problem.
Boston
dear.
College.
So
Boston
you
College.
know better.
Look,
It may be your fault, Catherine, but we're blaming Ezra.
it's called table talk.
I thought Henning was the quarterback because it sounds more like a football name.
I was not
Flutie
aware that the rest of my
sounds
team is
more like-
concussed.
Doug Flutie had that problem a lot too.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
Here's the
Flutie
official
Flakes
Ezra
was mentioned.
answer.
I mean, come on. But we are aiming
All
for
right.
0 points, you know.
Right. So most likely Doug Flutie.
Most.
Really?
He's a football player. Football players are all assholes.
You're talking about cereal
Not Doug
mascot Doug
Flutie.
Flutie?
Even the nice ones are assholes.
And least likely Doug Henning.
Yeah.
0 points.
Wah.
So this
I am.
Wow.
Doug
however,
just held up a box that's titled "I'm not saying you're stupid."
yes. However,
What?
there were 3 pity points. You're
actually,
at 4 points now.
Those are mean points because we're trying to get 0. You're just hurting us.
I mean, see, I told you it should have been Richardson. Sorry.
All
3
right.
pity points.
Team Cube is up next. Let me bring up the right thing.
This would turn into like a say anything round for the ages with Doug Flutie and Doug Henning being constantly mistaken for each other.
Which one was the quarterback
You
again?
go poof, they're like Doug Flutie.
I'm just picturing Doug Henning on the football field, and it does not go well. for
Yeah,
him.
it does not go well.
Actually, I like the reverse image of Doug Flutie trying to do magic.
Also good.
Like he pulls out a deck of cards, drops them all. Oh.
Gotta make this big again.
And anyone who decides to create a cereal named after them called Flutie Flakes, I mean,
Is trying to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the one thing I'm gonna say to defend Doug Flutie, and you'll never hear me say this again. I don't think he made the cereal.
He did.
I think someone came to him and was like, "We need a cereal mascot," and Count Chocula won't take our calls. Hey, Doug Flutie.
He probably didn't even eat the cereal.
I'll make you feel super bad about it. It was actually because he had a disabled son who he was raising money for a foundation that, and all the profits went to the foundation for whatever that disease was. So, like, you know, I don't think it was a cash grab on his part.
Hey, Alex, keep it light, would you?
Bring down the room, man.
Man, when's the Spiel-a-thon, and all of a sudden
we're just doing a holiday party here, man.
I'm just trying to get Steven to storm out because I brought the vibe down.
No, that would get Bruce to storm out.
No, Bruce will dig in. You don't understand. You don't get how petty I am. I'm so petty.
Oh, now it's a holiday party.
Yeah, just a quick question, Darrell. Are there any of these Stevens you don't know who is?
Oh, I know who all those Stevens are.
I know all these Stevens. Those
So Team Cube is up next. This is Erik, Mark Reed, Mark Smalley, and Alex. Who is the most likely or the least likely to have the ugliest holiday sweater? Stephen Hawking, Stephen King, Stephen Colbert, Stephen Sondheim, Stephen Conway.
I just can't believe Stephen Colbert made it everywhere.
Yeah, who's our nominee this time?
Erik, Mark. You may not put Alex up.
It doesn't say what holiday is, so maybe Stephen King.
Good point.
Mark Reed.
Yes. What about me?
I nominate you.
Oh, lucky me.
Mark, let me give you some advice. Spend 5 minutes explaining who Stephen Sondheim is, and then they won't pick Stephen Sondheim.
That seems to be excellent advice.
Yeah,
Anyone we talk about.
I think this is just karma, Ezra, that you've just cursed yourself. You're going to be the one to storm out now.
Unfortunately, I'm from the Bruce camp of things. I dig in and get louder.
I thought that was a secret goal, Stephen. I didn't know we were telling Ezra that's what we were doing. Because on my card, it says get him to storm out, but I'm not supposed to tell anybody what my card says.
If you had 23 minutes for Ezra to storm out.
The Ezra drinking game has just started.
Were we not supposed to reveal that we're the traitor if our card says that?
We have a new entry, maybe?
We don't. Gubbins popped in and ran out.
Yeah, Gubbins was like, I've seen enough.
Gubbins was like, oh,
Gubbins is the smartest of us. Let's be clear.
You hit enough buttons and it just knocked you out of there.
Your mic is on now.
Okay, sorry. You hit enough buttons and you're gone. It's like, hey, got this. Okay, forget it. I guess
that should be the title of your autobiography, Gubbins. You hit enough buttons and you're gone.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, and at the same time, we have two people at once. Erwin joins us as well. Erwin and Gubbins at the same time.
Hey,
welcome to the party, Erwin.
Just to jump back to that Flutie Flakes, if you get a chance to watch the clip of him on Jay Leno, look up, I think, Jay Leno Flutie Flakes. It's great especially if you're not a huge Jay Leno fan.
I was gonna say I'm really not a huge Jay Leno fan at all.
You will love it. You will love it.
Then I'm in. Thank you.
Does Doug Flutie not know who Jay Leno is or something? That would be great.
No, it's better. I'm not going to ruin it for you. It's great.
We'll include it in the show notes.
I'll have to look it up. But yes.
Wow. Okay, Team Cube, you may discuss who you think Mark Reed has said is the most likely and the least likely.
Because you all know me so well at this point.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, we have an Australian, I believe. Is Mark? Are you there?
That's what this call needed was more marks.
I was going to say it's two marks.
At one point, we could have had 4 marks. One of the marks has failed on us, so we're going to have to settle for a triumvirate of marks.
Can we at least get all the marks on the same team, just so we just know where they all are?
Yes.
Is it a murder of marks? Does
that make sense?
Murder of marks.
It's an erasure of marks.
An erasure of marks. That is outstanding. This whole show is just going to be jokes that only people over 40 will understand.
Better than a skid of marks.
Even.
This is a holiday party, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
We didn't say what holiday. Happy Arbor Day, everybody.
So we need to do another round of introductions since we have several new people on the call here. So Gubbins, tell us who you are, where you're located, and something weird or fun about yourself.
My name's Gubbins. I'm here in the same room as a couple other people. Something funny about myself is my name's Gubbins. I don't know.
That's not even your real name.
No, but that's what's fun about it.
Yeah. Welcome, Gubbins. Gubbins is responsible for a game we'll be playing in a little bit as well. So thanks to Gubbins. Let's go, Erwin. Erwin, tell us your name, where you're located, and something fun or interesting about yourself.
Hey, I'm Erwin. I'm here in Indianapolis, about a few miles away from Stephen and Gubbins, actually down the block from Gubbins, but not in the same building. Something interesting about me, is there's 2 Erwin Susars in the world. And there's actually, my middle name is Lee, so it's Erwin Lee Susar, and there's actually 2 Erwin Lee Susars. And he's my cousin.
Wow.
How do you tell each other apart when you're in a group? Is it, is one of you Erwin L and the other is Erwin?
He's Erwin Lee, I'm Erwin.
Nice. Well, welcome to the party. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And then Mark Rickards from, you tell us where you're from. I'm not going to do that for you. You got to do the work yourself.
Oh, thank you so much, Stephen. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, hello, everyone. I'm Mark Rickards, joining from Hobart, Tasmania. I was going to say I was formerly a member of the Dice Men Cometh, but let's just say things are happening, and I may soon be appearing in your ears again. We won't say any more than that.
Dice Men Recometh?
Well, it's very early. It is, well, it's not so early now. It's 7:45 a.m. here in Hobart, which is why I'm drinking a cup of coffee and not some of Kentucky's finest. But it's my pleasure to be here.
You guys drink chicken there?
I've missed you all so much. Lovely to be back, Stephen. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for getting up early and joining us. So I need to assign teams. So Gubbins, you are on Team Meeple.
Gubbins, I'm sorry.
Mark Rickards, you are with all the Marks. So you're on Team Cube with Erik, Mark Reed, Mark Smalley, and Alex. And
that's Spielathon King, Alex.
Oh, yes.
Man, wow.
His Spieler Highness.
So needy. Boy.
And then we have Team Dice is James, Bruce, Francie, Dave, and Erwin.
All right, Erwin, welcome.
And so we are up to, I think we're back to the game now.
I start now.
Now that I've completely lost the thread of what's going on, we have Team Cube is up, and the question is, who was the person guessing? It was Mark Reed, right?
That was me. Yep.
Mark Reed. So the way this game works is Mark Reed on Team Cube has had to decide who is the most likely and the least likely of these people to have the ugliest holiday sweater, and all the people on Team Cube collectively, you as a team have to decide what you think Mark decided on. So who is most likely or least likely to have the ugliest holiday sweater? Stephen Hawking, Stephen King, Stephen Colbert, Stephen Sondheim, Stephen Conway.
And I have locked in my answers, so discuss.
Okay, so
based on our long association, what did I pick?
It seems unlikely to me that Stephen Hawking was doing his own shopping. I mean, I guess he was dictating it, but he seems like somebody who would have participated in any sort of ugly holiday sweater.
He is the ultimate nerd, isn't he? Though.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, somebody gave him a sweater
Definitely,
that had like his book cover on it. I'm sure he would wear it, right?
Hey, can I just add that the King of Cracker Barrel, your crown is most exquisite.
I have to say that it was when I was anointed, it was given to me by the Spiel Foundation. I can't take credit for how amazing it is.
I'm just wondering, were you crowned with the sword by The missus.
There
So,
was
so I think, isn't it knighting that has a sword? Shouldn't I be using a sword on someone else? Like, I don't know, you.
Yeah, I just like the idea of like close of a double-edged blade next to your ears with your wife holding it.
I mean,
Crowns
that's just
typically get placed by the head of the church. So who's the head of the Spiel church? That would be the
right. The Archbishop of Spiel.
Wait a minute. Is this a church? Can I write this off?
Yes.
Please feel
Yes.
free.
It's actually a reverse pyramid scheme.
I think actually, if you have a reverse pyramid scheme, it just tips over and just becomes a pyramid scheme with a different thing at the top.
Yeah.
As a not-for-profit organization, we put the non in non-profit. So, all right, Team Q, we need some answers from Team Q.
Stephen King always struck me as someone that just did not care what they looked like.
So is that a vote for or against having the ugly sweater?
Man, Sondheim strikes me as someone that just would only have exquisite sweaters.
We could alphabetize them and just go with that.
So I think least is Sondheim.
That's probably true.
Most likely
Stephen King.
We can just
Stephen
go for
Colbert
the-
would definitely. Stephen Colbert would definitely have a Lord of the Rings reference.
We could go with the Stephen Conway answer because he's on the call, and I mean, he's already wearing a shirt that looks innocent, but I'm sure probably has secret meeples on it.
He's ready to rip it off and reveal the ugliness underneath. Okay.
Stephen Conway would be the least likely to wear a sweater.
Yeah, least likely to wear a sweater. That's true.
I mean, we can always hide. So like we can always talk about who's still alive as well. So
That was not factored into the question. I did not answer that earlier. Before the
We
dead
should assume
Alex
that
Trebek.
everyone is still able to possess or eat the things that are in the questions presented. I think least likely Stephen Sondheim, most likely. Oh, that's a hard one.
I want to vote for Stephen Conway as most likely. I feel like Stephen would feel competitive with Stephen King. If he found out he was going to a party with Stephen King, Stephen Colbert, and Stephen Hawking, and Stephen Sondheim, he would definitely try to out ugly sweater them, right?
Yeah. Stephen Conway is definitely my champion for having the ugliest sweater. Yeah.
So I hear that you're voting for Conway for most likely. Who are you voting for least likely?
I'm with that Sondheim idea.
Yes,
Other
Sondheim.
marks, how do you guys feel?
Yeah, I agree.
Such it doesn't matter. We will have the best marks anyhow at the end.
And I'm going to just throw out there, now that you've made your final decisions, Stephen Conway has never in his life worn a Christmas sweater. I bought him one Christmas. I found him the perfect Stephen Christmas t-shirt last year, which is planets in the vague shape of a tree. And he wears it in July. So
Christmas in July,
Way to buck the
Well, it's
system.
a holiday sweater, though. It could be,
All right.
it could be his Earth Day sweater or
4th of
Okay.
July sweater.
Your
He's
answers are in, and I'm doing the reveal. The most likely, according to your teammate, to wear that holiday sweater is Human Muppet Stephen Conway. And the least likely is Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking.
That's fair.
Yeah, well.
So I get you 1 point for that. You are now up to 5 points.
Man, I thought I'd be worth more than a point.
Hey, can't you multiply our points by the number of marks?
Oh, if I knew there was a mark bonus, I would have fought for that last mark that was on the ground that was in the fumble.
Yeah, we want our markiplier.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
we don't
we want a
accept
Markiplier.
discontinued German currency.
That's remarkable.
That's two, Eric. We have another person to welcome to the party, Max Michael. Welcome, Max.
Hi, how's everybody? Looks like you're having a horrible time.
Yes. This is no fun at all. So Max, tell us who you are, where you're located, and then something fun or interesting about yourself.
I'm Max Michael. I live in Indianapolis, and I shoot muskets at redcoats on assorted weekends.
That's murder.
Are they
Sorry, Darrell.
So we are playing a series of team games here, Max. You are on Team Dice, which is the next team that is up right now.
All right.
So hopefully you'll get the gist of things. I need to stop sharing for a second and select the last. This is the last one for this game. Let me find.
Did no one else acknowledge his fun fact is he's a murderer? No one? I feel like we really glossed over that.
No. It's one of those things when somebody points guns at people, you don't want to draw their attention. So thank you, Bruce.
I mean, if I have to be Robin, I guess I will, but I kind of feel like no one really, and was said with like a smile.
They
did apologize to Darrell.
They shoot back in the only blanks. So, we want them to show up next weekend too.
I hate to
Fair
state
enough.
the
It seems like shooting at him's the wrong way to go, but
I hate to state the obvious, but doesn't every American point guns at people?
Even on weekends, just for fun. Yeah.
Again, every American.
Some of us live in states where that doesn't happen.
We wait till after Christmas in 1776, so it's okay.
I refuse to defend us. We've earned that one.
Wow.
So Team Dice, you are up. Last question for most and least. Who is most likely or least likely to be three ducks in a trench coat? Gubbins, Daniel Radcliffe, Ian McKellen, or Ezra Denney?
Pick a team member.
Ducks have better hair.
Who's going to be the guesser for this group?
I'm glad I got to be the guesser last time. I don't have to be the guesser this time.
Do you have
I'm
someone that you're
literally
gonna argue
looking
real
up
hard for?
Ezra Denney as we speak.
What is an Ezra Denney?
Right?
I can be the.
He was a 70s music.
And do not Google that. Do not Google that.
Okay.
I don't get any of the cultural references. I don't know what we're doing here.
It's not really. He's not really a person. He's just three ducks in a trench coat.
Yep.
The problem I think we have to worry about is the sheer height of these people. Three ducks are but so tall.
I'm assuming that's not an. That's not.
Guess you've never met Gubbins.
I am taller than Daniel Radcliffe. I do know that.
Okay.
Wait, how do you know that?
Because
Okay.
I've heard how tall he is, and I'm taller than that.
I have an answer.
Just the sort of thing three ducks would say.
2 out of 3 ducks agree.
So, hey team. What the hell are we doing here?
I think Gubbins is probably the most likely to be three ducks in a trench coat.
I will follow you into battle. Okay. Who's least likely to be three ducks in a trench coat?
Well,
Which
Ian
wizard?
Ian McKellen's probably the tallest of the bunch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't he change form a couple times?
Yeah, maybe.
Isn't that like an Ian McKellen thing?
He's an actor. Of course he changed forms.
Okay. I'm willing to. I'll take about anything. Erwin, you have any thoughts on this?
I'm on your team.
Yes,
you are.
Yes.
This is James, Bruce, Francie, Dave, Erwin, and Max.
We are.
So you guys have an unfair advantage with Gubbins because a lot of you know him. I mean, has he ever publicly denied being three ducks in a trench coat?
Have you ever seen him and three ducks in a trench coat in the same place?
I have not.
I think I did at Gen Con one year.
I have to agree with Gubbins about his Daniel Radcliffe's height. He is quite short.
Okay.
as well
it's
as
pushing him
Ian McDonald.
towards being three ducks in a trench coat.
I have known Alan since we were what, 12?
Whatever 7th grade is. Yeah.
Yes.
What's that in duck years?
So, was he 3 ducks in 7th grade?
I've never heard him quack, but you know.
He does
can't make him. Yeah.
He does like quacks of Quedlinburg
a lot.
A lot.
Yes.
That's an understatement.
I got the shaking of the head from Bruce. Minor victory achieved there.
So then after this discussion, we had Gubbins as most likely three ducks in a trench coat, but I've heard nothing but people, credible witnesses, line up to tell us that can't possibly be right.
I've also never seen him wear a trench coat.
Am I gonna believe what everyone's telling me, or my lying eyes? Because I think Gubbins either has to be most or least likely.
You will notice the people that are coming to him in his defense are the people that have known him the longest, so he's probably paid them off at some point.
Yes.
All
I
right,
find
need
the
an
less I
answer,
see
Team
Gubbins,
Dice.
the more I like him, though.
Yes.
What's that?
That is in my bio.
Max, any thoughts on this one way or the other? Do we have a most or a least here? I think Daniel Radcliffe is starting to win for least likely, or I'm
Okay.
sorry, for most likely, just based on height.
Yeah.
Didn't Daniel Radcliffe do an all-nude performance of Equus a few years back, though?
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna pretend no.
What do you?
Because I feel
What does
like
that have to do with anything?
Well,
Because
because
I
he was
feel like
just
we use
naked,
the
he totally-
phrase
we
all
know he was three
nude.
ducks in a trench
He
coat.
removed his trench coat.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
I feel like people would have noticed that he was three ducks at that point.
and I don't believe anyone. I don't believe he did that, and I think he turned it down for reasons we don't understand. Even more solidifying, he's three ducks in a trench coat.
I like it. I like it.
So do we think Gubbins least likely to be three ducks in a trench coat? Daniel Radcliffe most likely to be three ducks in a trench coat? How's that feel, team?
I'm good.
I'm
with
getting
that.
thumbs up from Erwin. Anybody else?
I'm good with that.
Let's go with that.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Ducks wearing a trench coat. I mean, they're waterproof already.
Here's the official answer, according to your teammate.
Alas.
Most likely to be three ducks in a trench coat, Ezra Denney.
That was never really part of the discussion.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Least likely to be three ducks in a trench coat, Gandalf.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly
Alas.
0 pity points on that one. Nothing. 0. So your score after this first big round is Team Dice still ahead at 7. Team Cube rolling on up at 5. And Team Meeple first to score, but now behind at 4.
There's the first game. Thank you, Mark Smalley, for suggesting this and helping us put that game together. Well done. Oh, he's even got the game on camera. I'll put links in the show notes there so people can see it. That was a new one to me. I'd never heard of that game before. Pretty
It's
nice.
Novo Games, the guys that did Stockpile.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Stockpile.
Yeah.
Nauvoo.
Nauvoo.
Sounds like the Star Wars planet.
It does.
Yes.
I was thinking the Avatar, the Avatar race.
Yeah, the not V.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Let me stop sharing.
The biggest grossing movie no one remembers.
They're working on a sequel, I heard. So
We're working on
That-
several.
That seemed timely.
I always thought Avatar was just like Dances with Wolves with,
yeah.
Pocahontas
Pocahontas with blue people
Yeah.
in stereo.
All right, let's go conversational gambit. We can, if anybody needs a beverage break or something, this is the end of Act 1, and we'll start Act 2 here in a moment. But we can continue with those who want to have a conversation here while people get a snack or get a beverage or take a bathroom break. The question for the group at large is: what's the strangest thing that you loved as a kid?
Ooh.
What
Are we just
great-
answering randomly, or?
I think Bruce wants to go.
I think he's waving.
Oh no,
goodbye.
I was
Bruce
actually
is saying bye.
I was
Oh.
waving goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Seeing you.
Bye,
Thank you.
Bruce.
Have fun, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Spiel on.
Does that count as making him storm out?
No.
And I think I think Alex also had to go just for the.
That was Suzie, Alex.
That was Suzie.
Oh, that was Suzie.
Oh.
Okay.
They were both signed in as Alex just to confuse us.
Oh.
I don't remember what I was like as a child, so I have no idea.
Well, it's because you were three ducks in a trench coat. That's
Exactly.
why the ducks had to confer.
I mean, it's not totally weird, but when I was very small, I loved Fred Astaire and Baryshnikov, and I wanted to be a dancer. That was my big thing, which, let me tell you, in small town Texas is a little weird. So we did not, not a lot of nutcracker action going on in small town Texas, but
unless you count wedgies.
That's right. But then I actually got to an age where I started taking dance and realized that I had no skill whatsoever.
But you had lots of moves on the basketball court, right?
They're not that dissimilar. It's just dancing's actually more physical.
Yeah.
Darrell, I'm just now getting a look at your room. Are you in the same room as us? And I just don't realize.
It's a very common gamer design motif.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So we just answering whenever, Stephen? Or
Dive in.
Go ahead. Dive in.
I have two kind of weird things. I wanted to be almost everything when I was little, but I had a bit of an obsession with pretending to be animals of different kinds. So I pretended to be a dog a lot, to the point where I would get my mom to put a leash on me. And my oldest brother, who's about 10 years older than me, he was deathly ashamed by this and completely mortified every time I would do this, especially in public. Like, I would do this in public. And the other thing was I like to pretend to be an eagle, and I would put big skirts over my head with like the hole around my neck, and I would pretend the skirt was my wings. Yeah, those are my
outstanding.
That's awesome.
Yeah, big wings with lots of fun. Loved it.
I collected TV theme songs. That was, I had a little portable cassette recorder that I would put up against the console television and record the audio because I liked the theme song.
I still love TV theme songs.
Who doesn't? But
Yeah.
I had a whole collection on cassette. I was very.
Do you still have those, Mark?
No, sadly, I do not. Although I do have a couple of albums that I purchased of the 100 greatest TV themes or whatever, whoever felt that, qualified to be on an album. But I no longer have my original cassettes or a way it means to play them if I did.
Oh, it's a shame.
Well, you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both.
That was on the list.
The Scarecrow and Mrs. King. That was a great soundtrack. That was a great theme song.
Also, Tucker's Witch. Nobody remembers that show, but that was.
I mean, Battlestar Galactica is probably the best. The original
Sure.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Although the
that
V
was just an awesome
soundtrack
march.
was pretty good too.
The Witch?
The V soundtrack.
Ah, yeah. Visitor.
Yeah.
Do you guys know of any, do you know of any theme song that now explains the plot of the show to you?
Oh, the way they always used to? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think shows have theme songs anymore.
Well, they have,
That's
I mean,
the
they have
song.
music, but yeah. We don't get the, here's the entire premise of our show in case you've never seen it before, set to a catchy tune. That's
a 3-hour tour.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, and so many of them, even if they didn't have them, had lyrics like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't.
Sure.
Like,
The MASH theme song, of course,
MASH.
had lyrics. The
Who's that?
Star Trek theme song.
yeah, the Star Trek one I was thinking of, that there was actual.
Well, that was just a cash grab by Gene Roddenberry. So he wanted to get in on the royalty action. So he, after Courage Goldsmith wrote the music, he wrote lyrics that are terrible, just so they could get submitted with it, and he would get royalties for the song.
Wow.
Yeah, they're like
That's where
Bill
that
Murray
came from.
lounge singer level bad.
Beyond the rim of the starlight, my love is wandering in star flight.
Oh, wow.
I know he'll find in star-clustered regions. Love, strange love a star woman teaches.
So in high school,
wow,
I had a competition with a lovely young woman of we would try and stump each other with TV theme songs. And so you'd walk up to somebody in the hall and they had an hour to like hum you the theme song to My Mother the Car.
Oh,
That's great.
She was really good.
I refused to use my locker at school. I think it was just pure laziness in that I just wanted to walk from one class to the next and not be bothered with doing something additional. So I just carried a 70-pound
Carried everything.
book bag around everywhere.
That's a weird definition of laziness. I
Yeah.
think. Yes. No, I'm going to carry more books. That's too much walking for me.
Was it because people like picked on you or something at your locker?
I don't think so. I think for me, the additional step of rather than go from this point A to point B, I also had to add point C, and that was just too much. So just carry all the books.
The three body problem was too hard to solve. So.
Erik, what about from Belgium?
Yeah, I was thinking when I was young, I was the only one in class having a Commodore 64. Any one of you know that?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. I had one of the I had the 128 in the Vic.
Yeah, they found it very strange. I was always playing on this, and the problem is you typed in a whole day to have a program, but you couldn't save it, so you had to switch off in the evening your computer, and everything was gone.
Oh, yeah.
Then I bought a cassette, which made a lot of noise.
A cassette drive.
Yeah.
I had a big 20.
And
with
then
a
we
cassette
were
drive.
copying games by using two cassette players, one playing and the other one recording, and that's the way we were copying games from each other.
A nerdy mixtape.
Indeed.
There's not another kind of mixtape.
And when you were discussing the TV songs, I was immediately thinking of a series I used to watch called The Lost Islands. And the tune was I can almost still remember all the words. I think it was from Australia, but I'm not sure.
Huh.
There once was a wealthy man with a wonderful idea who brings all his kind of children from all kind of places together on a sailing ship, and it was with a masked guy called Q. And I always rushed home to see that series.
Wow, that is a weird. I just Googled that. That is weird.
That premise doesn't seem like one that would.
You have to listen to the song. It's amazing. The song is great. Should be in the collection of Mark. Huh?
Yeah, that sounds like it. A supposedly 200-year-old immortal called Q.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, so since I didn't get it in for the scheduled games, I'll go ahead and I'll do the 12 Days of Christmas here. Okay. Do that. So every year, except last year, PNC Bank calculates the cost of the 12 Days of Christmas with there's no repetition. So it's just 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping. You don't go through all the way through the song. And so for 2021, what is the total price tag of the 12 Days of Christmas?
So that's just one partridge, one pear tree, not 12 of each.
That's right.
Got it.
And do we send this to you in chat, or we just speak it out loud when we have a number?
If you've got a number, you say it. Now, here's the thing. Everybody's going to get one guess, and we're Price is Right rules. Closest without going over.
$25,000.
So Alex says 25K.
It's more than that. It was 67-ish last year. Now, musicians' fees will have gone down because there's nowhere for them.
I'll give you this.
Gold will have gone up.
I'll give you this. All of the people costs did not change because they kept them the same as last time. So they did not change any of the people costs. So Alex says 25K. Who else?
We'll say 69,000.
All right.
Say
71.
69,001.
Hold on, let me see. Darrell's seen The Price is Right before. I'm waiting for somebody to bid $1.
It's assuming everybody's going over, and I don't think they have.
105,300.
All right, James says 105K.
I don't know why I have a feeling it's 70,000.
Mark says 70K.
Sorry, Stephen.
I'm going to say 75.
Francie says 75.
Stephen was just making a dirty joke.
72,000.
That was all.
Catherine, what'd you say?
72.
72.
Put me down for an even 80. This is
All right, Mark Reed with 80.
What about Max?
I think 81. I think it's all stuck on a ship outside of Long Beach.
That's what's blocking the Suez Canal.
Those poor birds.
Yeah.
All right, any last guesses here?
I'm gonna say
111.
Up.
111. I have no
111?
idea what we're talking about. 111.
It's in
$111
dollars.
or
It's in dollars.
I'm gonna say 113,372.
Well, that is very specific, and I'm just going to put you down at 113K.
I'm
going to say $1.
Erwin goes with the
There he
$1.
goes.
There we go. That's the price.
And there's the cat socks.
Oh.
All right. Well, so
Francie is showing off her cat socks. On
the actual cost in 2021, 2022, sorry, is $179,000, $179,454.19.
Wow.
What, my friends, is the most expensive item on that list?
Swans.
You say the swans? And you are right. Swans every year are the
Wow.
most expensive item on that list.
Wow.
What had the greatest price change year over year?
Gold rings.
Golden rings.
The dancers.
So all of the people, the cost did not change.
Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Most people are saying gold rings.
I listened to a different, NPR had a different list.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So this is based on PNC Bank. They do a whole.
Yep. Nope, I got it.
So it sounds like people think the gold rings.
Sure.
The gold rings went up 8.5% over 2019, which is the last year or 2020, the last year they did it. The total cost for the gold rings is $895. The geese had the greatest cost increase at 57.1%. They don't cost as much as the gold rings, but they cost so much more than last time. And then the other one that went up really big was the French hens have gone up 40%.
Wow.
For some reason, birds are really expensive right now.
Well, do you want to catch the geese?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Danger money.
That's right. Danger money. Well, there you go. That is the 12 days of Christmas.
Was it 167 last year? Then, Ezra?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I was 100K out. Fair enough.
Darrell did a good job setting the floor ridiculously low. And everybody got gathered around, trusting that he was a worthwhile fountain of information.
Well, Catherine is frozen and that she's not chugging her beverage.
Wait, Catherine, what bizarre Norwegian drink are you always have weird sodas?
It's not a soda this time. It's a cider, or like it's more of a cocktail kind of a thing. It's a cloudy apple. It's a crush.
That is actually a Spiel holiday party classic. Is asking what everyone's drinking.
Yes. Yes.
Ooh.
Can anyone see?
Yeah.
It's a whiskey infused dark beer.
Wow.
Wow. Nice.
Very good.
Sounds wonderful. Dave, what do you got there in your glass?
Four Roses small batch bourbon.
Oh.
Nice.
Allagash North Sky Stout.
Excellent.
I'm drinking water.
Excellent.
Out of a Hofbrauhaus Stein.
I've got a Engelhardt's beer stein, yeah.
Ah, nice.
That's
On brand.
That's the sort of stein you bring to a party. I'm only having one.
Yes.
Rosa beer.
Yeah.
All right. Let's play a game. So this is going to be, there's going to be a two-part. The first part is going to be animal questions courtesy of Gubbins. And then the second part is going to be this, that, and the other provided by Mark Smalley. So we'll start with the animal trivia questions from Gubbins. I think I've got it racked.
Are we back in the teams? Is this?
Yeah, same teams. I just have to.
I'm not on a team because I.
Yeah, Gubbins has to.
We're down Suzie, by the way.
And we're down Bruce.
Right.
I'm also down.
Which is, yeah.
I don't know what team I'm on. Meeple. I don't know who's on.
Yes,
Meeple.
you're on Team Meeple. You're on Team Meeple.
All right. I don't know why this thing is giving me guff here, but okay, there we go.
And it could be giving you Gubbins.
There I am, right there.
Oh crap! Did I share the wrong screen?
I think you are showing the answers.
I don't think I am.
So which of these doesn't exist?
Well, one of them was highlighted green, but I'll pretend I didn't notice that.
Okay, you can pretend you didn't see that. Hide sidebar.
Since my team doesn't understand table talk, I won't. I'll tell them what the answer was, and they'll still pick something else.
Well, we can start with a different order. So, haha.
Yeah.
You're bitter about that, Ezra.
I was gonna say, Ezra, if it makes you
on
feel,
purpose.
if it makes you feel any better, Ezra, when you were talking about Doug Henning, I thought, well, isn't magic like the dark arts? So I figured that's what you were.
Not the way Doug Henning does it.
Right.
I remember Doug Henning.
So we will go in opposite order. So Team Dice will start this round. So
Okay.
This is James, Francie, Dave, Erwin, and Max. So your job is to, which of these evil sounding animals does not exist? Pick the evil sounding animal that is not actually real.
Okay.
And I will read them out here. So the Devil's Flower Coral, Hellbender, Satanic Leaf-Tailed Gecko, the Thorny Devil, and the Vampire Squid.
I'm leaning towards the Satanic Leaf-Tailed Gecko.
I don't know though; it's so specific that.
That's the thing that throws you off.
I was thinking the Vampire Squid, but
Well, I know that a hellbender and a vampire squid are both actually real.
Yep.
animals. I
are
do
they
know
okay? Well, then we'll go with that.
Vast,
Don't ask how she knows that.
useless information in my head.
Thorny Devil's just too easy.
Devil's Flower Coral, Hellbender, Satanic Leafed Gecko, Thorny Devil, Vampire Squid.
I mean,
I'm between.
So we
James, are you still looking at thinking of the gecko?
I'm thinking the gecko, but I could be convinced. I agree that Hellbender and Vampire Squid are both things I've read about. So
Yeah. I'm leaning towards a gecko and a devil.
Yep, that works for me. Devil's Flower Coral seems legit. So
Max, any thoughts?
I think I've seen the gecko on insurance commercials.
All right, Team Dice, what's your answer?
Gecko or devil, y'all?
Oh no, roll dice, find out.
of those two, I would say gecko.
All right, we're gonna go with the Satanic Leaf-Tailed Gecko.
And the answer is
That is a real animal.
the Devil's Flower Coral.
Ah,
Oh,
Well, damn.
that was tricky.
There you go.
Read the rest. The devil's
So
flower.
Devil's Flower Coral. The Hellbender is a type of amphibian.
Yep.
And the Thorny Devil is a type of lizard.
Yep.
Let's see. Team
So is the
Cube.
gecko, I guess.
And weirdly, the vampire squid is a bird.
That's the weirdest thing.
Team Cube is up next. Which of these double named animals does not exist? The antelope squirrel, the bat falcon, the giraffe weevil, the raccoon cat, or the skunk bear?
I'm real suspicious about this giraffe weevil, you guys.
What's a weevil?
So weevil's a little tiny bug that that people used to have to deal with, and before we could preserve food and like biscuits and stuff. So when sailors would make the hardtack ship's biscuits, they would have weevils in them, and so you'd break your biscuit open, it'd be super hard, and you'd bang it to get all the weevils out.
Mm.
And I just don't know how a weevil would look like a giraffe.
Yeah, sounds good.
Antelope.
I think you're spot on there. Yeah.
Unless it's a giraffe, a weevily looking giraffe.
Maybe it has spots. Maybe it's got like that weird
giraffe
pattern.
spotted weevil. Yeah, maybe.
I'm going to repeat for the listeners: antelope, squirrel, bat falcon, giraffe weevil, raccoon cat, skunk bear.
I want my call sign to be Bat Falcon.
Yeah, I know Bat Falcon's pretty terrific.
Yeah, Bat Falcon's amazing. I don't want it to not be real.
That should be a superhero.
Yeah.
I am Bat Falcon.
I mean, there is a blue falcon, so we're almost there.
Team Cube, any consensus here?
It sounds like we're unanimous.
Yeah, the weevil.
All right.
Yeah, let's go for the weevil.
Oh, God, watch it exist.
The raccoon cat.
Oh.
There is no raccoon cat.
There's a raccoon dog, but no raccoon cat.
Don't look up raccoon cat, because all the things you look up will say, can a raccoon mate with a cat?
Thank you for taking that bullet for us.
There's some things you really don't want to look up.
Apparently the answer is no. Yeah. Or is the answer maybe? Yes with a butt.
Ouch. Okay, Team Meeple, you are up. Oops, I'm on the wrong screen. Which of these double named animals does not exist? The bee hummingbird, the barnacle swan, the grasshopper mouse, the mole cricket, or the rhinoceros beetle?
Well, the rhinoceros beetle is a real thing, for sure.
The swan. The swan is the fake one. It's a barnacle goose. Everything else is legit. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Grasshopper mouse and the bee hummingbird and the rhinoceros beetle. Pretty sure a mole cricket exists.
Yeah, those three I completely agree with. The
I'm
mole
fine with
cricket
the
I
swan.
haven't heard of, but it sounds legit.
All right, sounds like we're good with the swan.
Barnacle swan.
Nice, decisive. I like it, Team
Yeah.
Meeple.
Yeah, wow.
Here we go.
Here comes the
answer,
one.
The answer is
Hey!
Hey!
Nails it. There is a barnacle goose
He was
and
right
a
on.
goose barnacle.
So if they're barnacle questions, we're going
Gubbins,
to
can you tell us
Ottery.
the difference between a barnacle goose? How is a barnacle goose different from a goose barnacle? Is one a bird and the other a barnacle?
One's a barnacle, one's a goose.
Yeah,
exactly.
How is a raven different from a writing
Barnacle
desk?
goose is
Even that was a
And
big
a
shift.
barnacle is a
right
kind
there.
of mussel, or what is it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's isn't it? I think they're kind of
It's
muscles.
the white
yeah.
ones that attach to like the bottoms of ships or on stones and stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't
They're a
eat them.
little bit like a cone, and they have like the little mouth at the top.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
anybody eats barnacles.
And if you get them if you're at low tide and you see like a bunch of them stuck to a rock, they'll make this weird hissing sound. It's super cool.
Yeah.
Beasts do that too.
And creepy.
It is. Oh yeah. No, it's awesome. Yeah. Like what the hell is that sound?
Are they mollusks?
On when you're barefoot.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
I think they're
Yeah.
mollusks.
Oh yeah. No, you don't want to go barefoot.
All right, one more around the horn here with this one. So Team Dice is up again here. So your question, oops, as I clicked the wrong thing. Which of these double named animals does not exist? The elephant shrew, the camel spider, the horse eel, the leopard frog, or the mouse deer? I'll
Just
repeat it.
imagine each of these being said by David Attenborough.
Yes.
Look
The
at
camel
the
spider.
majestic camel spider.
Yeah. I think it's between the camel spider and the horse eel, because I know the other three are real.
Let me repeat them for the listeners. Elephant shrew, camel spider, horse eel, leopard frog, and mouse deer.
Yeah, I'm with you on that as well too.
I was thinking the camel spider was real.
Okay,
I
so
could-
let's go with horse eel then.
Horse eel is.
Okay, we'll be decisive and wrong again, but horse eel.
Is that consensus?
Does that work?
Okay.
Sure.
So
Answer
you're thinking of
is-
Lee Horsley.
Horse eel.
Yes.
In fact, one. So
I couldn't. What?
Alan,
Don't look up horse eel.
okay, you have to explain what feeging is, though.
No, you don't. No, I don't think you do.
You absolutely do.
So apparently, if you want to sell a horse and it is old and doesn't hop around a lot, you do something with an eel and it makes it a lot more lively. I'm not going to say what you do, but apparently that is a thing that used to happen.
It doesn't happen at the north end. It happens at the south end, I'm guessing.
Yes, I don't
More
want
so
to.
gingering.
yes, exactly. Yep.
I'm not going to explain anymore.
Gingering. Wow. Yes.
Sometimes you make up stuff and you go, "Oh my goodness, that sort of exists."
So, Stephen, was that a correct answer?
That is a correct answer, yes.
Okay, very good. That's 5 points, puts him back in the lead at 12.
Wahoo.
Nice.
Chevrolet. Right. I like the mouse deer. Chevrolet.
I kept seeing that in the document we were using to sort of put all these games together. I saw that, and just every time I was like, all right, pay attention. Just listen to what you're reading. Don't go off, and I'll have somebody else explain it to me. Don't look up feeding. Okay, I won't. I promise. I won't.
You know, if you hadn't written that, no one would know. Like,
exactly. We wouldn't know.
The word feeding did not show up there. No one would have like.
So for the listeners, there will be links in the show notes for the listeners.
Not to feeding. No.
If you just Google horse eel, feeding does show up in the.
So all of a sudden, this podcast is adult material now.
I think I put
animal husbandry in a very different.
Something in front of that before I put the all capitalized. Don't look this up. I don't know that you were supposed to put that. I think I just said don't look up horse eel.
So,
all right.
Is Chevrolet what the mouse deer is known as to the French Prince of Bel Air?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm Googling it.
Oh no!
No. Team Cube is up. Which of these animals with an adjective in its name does not exist?
Is that a giraffe weevil back there?
It is a giraffe weevil. I decided to embrace my wrongness. Like it actually, like I get it now. Okay, yeah. It doesn't have a long nose, it's like a giraffe. Yeah, no,
wow.
They got it.
It's a hell of a weevil.
Yeah.
Yikes, that is horrifying.
That's life size.
All right.
Don't go to Madagascar.
Team Cube. Which of these animals with an adjective in its name does not exist? The mustached puff bird, the sarcastic fringe head, the screaming hairy armadillo, the shining snake, or the tasseled wobbegong?
I've been called several of these.
I don't know. So the screaming Harry has two modifiers there, so
that makes it seem more legitimate.
Yeah.
No, the screaming hairy armadillo I've heard of.
Is a wobbegong?
I'm hairy. I'm an armadillo. Yeah.
Shining snake seems kind of dubious to me, but don't listen to me because you know.
After the giraffe weevil incident, you know,
I've lost all credibility. I believe.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, my vote would be for shining snake because like the other ones.
There's
real.
There's a glossy snake. I don't know if there's a shining snake. Seems like it would be weird for both of them to exist.
There are a few species of wobbegongs. They're sharks in Australia.
I'm imagining this puff bird going, the rent is due. Yeah.
I think it's shining snake. That's my vote.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Me too.
All right, here we go. The answer is, in fact, the shining snake.
Outstanding.
And nice job, Mark Reed. There is a glossy snake, but no shining snake. I like Gubbins' little note there on the sarcastic fringe head. It's a small but fascinating fish.
If you want to
I
look
want to know how
one,
a fish is sarcastic.
So we can Google that then? Is that...
you might be scared of the sarcastic fringe head, but the tasseled wobbegong is funny looking.
It's a carpet shark.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
A carpet? What's a carpet shark?
Yeah.
That sounds like my 6-month-old. He's just like
really exists.
That's a shark that moved down from up north and stayed.
That's a carpetbagger shark.
Is there a shag?
Oh man. When will the war of shark aggression finally be? When will we finally be over it?
All right, Team Meeple, bring us home here with the last of Gubbins' animal trivia. Thank you, Gubbins, for putting this together.
Wait, how many points do we get?
You got 5 points.
Terribly important information.
Nice. Super important. This is probably my favorite. Gubbins. So, which of these animals is not pink or just plain does not exist?
That makes me think it's the pink Katie did.
So we have
the spoonbill definitely exists and is pink. The elephant hawk moth definitely exists and is pink and green by my recollection.
Okay. Hey, Darrell, let me for the listeners list them out here. So
sorry, jumping in there.
Yep. So, which of these animals is not pink or does not exist? The elephant hawk moth, the orchid mantis, the pink katydid, the raspberry crazy ant, or the roseate spoonbill? Now go for it.
My guess is the crazy ant because it's incorrectly spelled.
Interesting. Yeah, raspberry is misspelled. Yeah.
But as I said, the spoonbill definitely exists. And the hawk moth definitely exists, and both of them are pink.
The orchid mantis.
Yeah, I suspect the mantis exists, but
I know the mantis exists. It's beautiful. It's pretty cool. It's pink.
And pink. Fair enough. So
I'm with you on the misspelling. I think that is a great catch, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But
because I feel the katydid could be correct as well. Yeah. Raspberry crazy ant.
Yeah. The misspelling is too good.
All right. That sounds like consensus.
That's a deliberate trap.
Maybe a deliberate trap. You never know.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
You are in fact correct. And the reason behind the misspelling.
So it's not pink. It's just apparently somewhere in Texas they were really they found a whole bunch of them, and this exterminator said, "Wow, they seem to be a lot of these ants," and so they named them after him. And his last name is Raspberry, spelled wrong. So
there you go.
Well, they exist. They're just not pink.
That's right.
Yes, Texas.
Tom Raspberry.
Doesn't matter how we got there. We got there.
Yep.
Right.
Nice.
Thank you, Gubbins, for the animal trivia. Thought that was nice.
Oh, I have one for you.
Oh, you do? Ooh.
Yes. This is just
all right
because I liked it and I saved that one.
Cool.
I actually have two. You get your choice.
All right.
The first choice is either animal, and the second choice is NSFW.
Yeah. Oh, we got to go NSFW.
Okay. Which of these NSFW named animals doesn't exist? Colon rectum, cockchafer, nudie branch, thick purple mussel, slippery dick, sparkle muffin, wonderpuss photogenicus.
I was expecting Dick Trickle to be on that list.
But that's a NASCAR driver.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
So let me try and name them quickly.
Yes.
Colon rectum, cockchafer, nudie branch, thick purple mussel, slippery dick, sparkle muffin, wonderpuss photogenicus.
Neuter branch is a thing.
Yeah, neuter branches are real.
Yeah.
I
I
kind of think sparkle muffin. I don't know why, but that's the one that jumped
Sparkle
out.
muffin.
I just
Isn't
like
that a
saying
vinyl
that.
pony?
Yeah, Sparkle Muffin, the lesser known Sid and Marty Krofft character.
It was
I don't want to say how I know, but a cockchafer is definitely a thing.
It is definitely a thing. Yep.
It's a beetle.
Yep.
What was the last one?
Wonderpuss photogenicus.
Wonderpuss photogenicus.
I reckon that's legit. It has a Latin name.
Yeah.
Here.
Or
I was
fake
thinking
Latin.
the same thing, Darrell.
I thought that was the Sid and Marty Krofft character. I think that was the bad guy in Lidsville, wasn't it?
No, yeah, that was the wonderful Wonderpuss. Yeah, that was.
Failed spinoff. I talked me out of sparkle muffin.
No.
That's what I was thinking for.
There's the sentence I didn't think of. There's always one sentence you say every day that you didn't expect. That's mine. I'm going sparkle muffin.
Sparkle muffin is a type of peacock spider. Yes. Wonderpuss photogenicus is a type of octopus. Slippery dick is a species of fish called a wrasse fish.
Okay.
Thick purple mussel I just made up. So, but there is a mussel called a purple warty back. So that's what gave me the idea. Nudibranch is a gastropod mollusk.
Yeah.
Cockchafer, it's also known as maybug, maybeetle, or doodlebug. There's a common cockchafer, forest cockchafer, and large cockchafer. And colon rectum is a type of round fungus beetle.
Wow.
Okay, this one last one, and it's for everybody. Animal. Which of these double named animals doesn't exist? The eye, the boops, the dick, the epus, or the mata. So it's eye, boops, dick, epus, mata.
The dick is real.
Dick is real, yeah. And so is the eye.
Eye is real.
I'm thinking boops.
I like boops.
That seems the most suspicious to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You like big boops or?
Yeah.
I cannot
lie. Yeah.
Boop is a type of fish. Eye is a type of lemur. Dick is a type of antelope. Mata is a turtle. And epus I just made up.
Epus.
There we go.
Nice.
Yay.
Thank you, Gubbins. Those are awesome.
That was fun.
I think following this is the perfect follow-up, Mark Smalley, don't you think? To
Sure.
So this is this, that, or the other. There's only one question for each team in the round, and we'll Doug update us on scores here.
Oh, well, it's
Nobody
gotten
cares.
close again. So currently we have Team Meeple at 14 points, Team Dice at 12, and Team Cube at 10.
Anybody's
I demand a recount.
Anybody's game.
It really is anybody's game.
Yeah,
So
but we've got extra marks.
That's right.
High marks or low marks?
Not that high right now.
All right.
It's still early.
So let's see. Share screen. So this is this, that, or the other. So there's going to be a list of 3 items on the screen, and you have to tell whether this thing is the title of a softcore porno, a board game from the bottom rankings of Board Game Geek, or a Harlequin romance novel title.
So there's one of each in there.
So I'll repeat the 3 categories: softcore porn title, board game ranked at the bottom of BGG, or title of a Harlequin romance novel. And Mark, did I forget to include this one? I think you gave them a hint, right, in terms of like which one they're looking for.
So the way I structured these was to say, like in this instance, it was choose the Harlequin novel. There is one of each. One of these is from the bottom of BGG. One of these is a romance novel, and the other is tagged with softcore from IMDb. But I kind of curated them to sort of around that one theme. So, you know, either way I think would work.
And this
I
one,
have a huge list of stuff.
Yes. Context. He has context for each one of them.
All
So I
right.
believe this one was the bodice ripper, right? This one is the
Yes.
Harlequin. This will pick out the Harlequin romance novel out of these 3.
Whose team?
This
So which
is.
team?
We should go. There's only one each, so let's start with the team in the lead.
Team in the lead is Team Meeple at 14 points.
I mean, the Cattleman sounds the most romance novel-y to me.
I know Stuart School
sounds board gamey.
I didn't hear what you said, Darrell.
Idaho sounds the most board gamey.
Yeah, I agree. And
Stuart
Stuart
School could be. It could be one of those crazy.
It's a
Japanese
movie.
things. Yeah. Okay. If you know
It's
that,
a Funko Pop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm leaning towards the Cattleman.
Harlequin romance.
Yeah, me
Outside
too.
of school,
That's
softcore, and Idaho's.
What are you saying? I'm sorry, Catherine. What was that?
Cattleman Harlequin romance, right? And then
Yeah.
Stuart School, softcore, and then Idaho BGG.
Yep.
That's how I'd rank them. I think.
I agree.
Mark?
Go with that.
Okay. So the Harlequin novel in all of this would be Idaho. It was written by Paul Lehman, in 1950, and the description that I have here is: after many years on the range, a cool fighter who calls himself Idaho rides back to the country where he was raised. His resolve to win the respect of
New
a father
Jersey.
who abandoned him, his desire to protect his greatest benefactor, and his yearning to secure the love of his childhood friend Nancy force him in the center of conflict, even as he wrestles with his own inner turmoil.
I'm gonna pretend that is the backstory for Duncan, Idaho.
The Cattleman is the board game. This is from 1977, and it is currently ranked 20,882.
It's got rankings?
Yeah.
Oh, vote that 10 then.
I mean, I want to know how Stewardess School is ranked.
The star rating it had was in the 5s, I believe.
That's pretty good for softcore.
Yeah.
The tagline is "This is one flight you'll never forget."
We were right on the soft core.
Yep. We were right on the one we didn't care about.
I'm giving you 1 point. You are currently at 15.
Who's in second place, Doug?
Second place is Team Dice with 12 points.
Team Dice is up next.
Woohoo.
And these are your choices. So same set of restrictions here. So softcore, bottom of BGG, Harlequin romance title. The 3 titles are Black Moon, Maxi Bourse, and Lord of Zarakis.
Which one are we trying to
mark?
So in this one, I curated it more towards which one of these is the bottom of the BGG.
So I'll repeat them again. Black Moon, Maxi Bourse, and Lord of Zarakis.
And actually, for scoring purposes, I want you to settle on the one that Mark wants, but I want to hear your opinions about the others because I
Okay.
can award points.
So we're going for indiscriminately. We're going for BGG. All right. Black Moon, Maxi Bourse.
And this is Team Dice, right? So this is James,
Yeah.
James, Francie, Dave, Erwin, and Max.
Yeah.
Maxi Bourse sounds like a movie. Looks like a movie too.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I was thinking with the dollar sign. I was wondering if that was a game.
Yeah, it's one of those two, I think. Yeah. Lord of Zarakis.
That seems like it could be a game.
That sounds like a game, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, I was wondering Black Moon. It's like
That's totally a romance title.
Okay.
I was thinking it might be softcore and porn.
Yeah,
because
I'm with Dave on that one. I think it's all.
Okay. So I'll make notes here. So we've got we're sort of leaning towards Black Moon for porn.
That's a little rough.
What do you?
That's a thing you didn't think you'd say today.
Yeah.
Still like a college professor.
Yes.
Okay.
Or what they're trying to do for dinner, after dinner, just, I'm thinking Black Moon for porn. What are you guys thinking? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So my question for James is, if we guess the Harlequin romance novel, will you teach it in your class?
No, but if I've got a games class coming up, so maybe I'll do the bottom of the BGG with that. So
there you go.
So Bourse, I'm thinking of so that what is that? European stock market kind of action? Is that what we're?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Too bad your team doesn't have any Europeans on it.
I know. We've got this total. So if we had the Hot Pockets question, it'd be awesome. But we're well past that. So
I'm not a big fan of Hot Pockets softcore. No thanks.
So let's go. Black Moon. Where do we think that fits, y'all?
Better than Hot Pockets hardcore.
Ooh.
Oh man, which one are we talking about?
Black Moon.
I think it's softcore.
I think it's romance. I think it's romance.
But then, aren't we supposed to be finding the
The
board.
BGG, but we have to try to look for all of these.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
so
Maxi Borst is the BGG.
Yeah, I was gonna say Maxi Borst does not sound like a romance novel title. Having
okay, Maxi Borst for the game, and so Lord of Zarakis.
yeah, maybe if there's a sci-fi division of Harlequin romance, I don't know. It sounds like a space.
So softcore Lord of Zarakis kind of works.
Yeah,
I wish that was the title.
Yes.
I still think Black Moon is the romance, but
Okay,
I don't know.
and then so Lord of Zarakis is softcore porn.
Yeah, maybe.
What do y'all think?
That seems.
I could see Lord of Zarakis as softcore porn. It would be
Okay.
like outer space.
Uh-huh.
You know, right.
Yeah, Amazon Women on the Moon, but yeah.
Did you
About
see
Spice. It's a great
you
movie.
could see or have seen?
I'm not
or want to see.
I was going to say I am making notes though because I have a free evening tonight, so I
Well, watch Lord of Zarakis and spice up your life. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
So, Erwin, what do you think? We haven't heard from you much.
I'm a little confused, but I'm going to go with Francie because she's the lady of the group.
Okay. All right.
I'm probably the only one who's actually read a Harlequin romance.
Nope.
Yeah.
I've done it as well.
Okay.
It was assigned reading, but it's still
Yeah.
a thing I did. So that's we're gonna lock that in, y'all. We're good.
What are the answers?
BGG is Maxi Borst, porn is Zarakis, and the Harlequin is Black Moon.
Mark?
Well, you got one.
Ah!
Maxi Borst is indeed the game.
Woohoo!
Nice.
It is ranked 21,357 out of 21,695.
It is a bad stock game, apparently.
I would guess.
Yes,
Mhm.
it is a game about
played it
the
more
world
than
of
once
Stockholm.
here.
So, Catherine, what?
Has
We
played.
had it as a kid, when I was little.
Oh, wow!
So I played it many times.
Wow.
So she's just over here going, ah! That's awesome. All right.
Hey, Catherine, was it fun? Is BGG wrong?
I mean, I played it as a very young kid, so I don't really remember. I thought, like, looking at the board, I was like, oh, isn't that the one that I thought was a space game or something? But I don't really remember. There was money.
This was on BGG in the description, and I could not find anything on what this actually means. It won the Internal Correspondence 1989 Gaming Flop of the Year.
Burn.
Wow.
But when I looked up Internal Correspondence, I don't even remember. It had some very specific thing in it.
I can come. That's it's a trade publication, Mark, that is put out by. I don't think they actually exist anymore, but kind of internal like trade magazine that would get put out on like a quarterly or every half year basis.
Okay.
It's the worst game you've ever heard of, but you have heard of it.
There's one for sale for 80 euros, I see.
Wow.
80 euros.
So I kind of
Lord
want
of
to
Zarakis is actually the Harlequin novel. And within this novel, there is the sassy daughter of an archaeologist shows a Mexican land baron that she's not a typical product of permissive society.
Okay.
Hilarity ensues.
Yeah, Black Moon turns out to be it's a horror movie that IMDb has tagged with softcore, and it had a lot of tags that backed up the softcore notion.
Okay.
Yeah, tagline was an apocalyptic Alice in Wonderland.
Wow.
So I gotta say, like, if I saw a board game called Softcore Lord of Zarakis, I would pick it up, look at it, think about it, probably put it back, but it would get my attention.
Has anybody ever made a game about softcore porn?
I'm sure.
Bussé memo, sort of.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Let me.
There had to be at least one Bussé memo. We got it.
Maybe Gil Hova could make a new version of the networks. All around softcore porn.
The expansion.
There you go.
Softcore expansion.
Yeah.
The Cinemax expansion.
The Cinemax, there we go.
That's awesome. Okay, the team that's up last year,
Team Cube.
Team Cube,
Yeah.
which is Erik and all the Marks and Alex. Here are your 3 titles. So remember, it's softcore, bottom of the BGG, Harlequin romance title, Golden Balls, Renegade Ramrod, or Oi, That's My Leg.
So in this one, you're specifically looking for the soft core, but of course the other 2 are present as well.
Uh-huh.
Golden Balls, Renegade Ramrod, Oi, That's My Leg.
Oi,
oi, oi, that's my leg.
Is there any way that Oi, That's My Leg is not the board game?
I mean, it's too close to Hey, That's My Fish, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
indeed.
mean,
Therefore, that's not a board game, I think.
I think it's 100% the board game. I think you guys are being led astray by the similarities. Like, I believe that, like, you know, there's probably, hey, That's My Fish, and then a ton of like spinoffs that are not as good.
Oh, that's my leg. That's Twister.
no, I mean, I don't see how Oi, That's My Leg could be anything other than the board game.
That's what
so-
I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're
Can you
looking
land
at
on any of the others?
You got
So
to
we're looking-
land on the softcore though.
So
Yeah.
like
Wouldn't be soft, probably.
softcore, you know. So I have a strong feeling that Renegade Ramrod is kind of it's kind of on the nose for a Harlequin romance title. I feel like Harlequin more comfortable with Golden Balls than if a movie was called Golden Balls. That's not going to
I'm
be
glad
soft.
you feel
Yeah.
comfortable with golden balls. That's
That's, you know, who doesn't really?
right.
I was going to
I
say,
feel like if there's a movie
Golden-
called Golden Balls, it's not going to be soft core, you guys.
No, I think that's right. I think, yeah. Renegade Ramrod is, yeah, I think, again, if that were a film, I don't think it would be softcore. Yeah. So I think Renegade Ramrod is the book, Oi, That's My Leg is the game, and Golden Balls is the movie.
It's
That's
one
my
of
guess.
King Midas's problems.
I really want Oi, That's My Leg to be bad softcore.
So you got your. That's a final answer.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm happy to agree with that.
Yeah, okay.
What do we have? Oi, That's My Leg is the game, and what are the other 2?
Well, Renegade Ramrod is the book, and Golden Balls is the film.
I'm fine
That
with
was
that.
my vote.
Yeah.
You guys nailed it.
Wow.
You guys nailed it. You guys
Whoa.
know your terrible games, your soft cores, and your romance novels.
You should be ashamed of
so-
yourselves.
I would
Wait,
like to
so they
point
got
out
all 3?
that's terrible
They got all
again.
3.
Amazing.
So
Okay.
Golden
Bye,
Balls,
Sean.
also known as Huevos de Oro, was released in
case you were wondering.
1993
Olay.
and stars Javier Bardem from
No,
No
it
Country
doesn't.
for Old Men,
Wow.
and
Amazing.
Maria de Medeiros, who played Fabian in Pulp Fiction. She was Bruce Willis's like girlfriend.
Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead.
Yeah. So I guess the small description of the movie that was on IMDb: a construction worker uses his charm and bravado in an attempt to attain enough finances to build his dream project.
Wow.
Renegade Ramrod is indeed a Harlequin novel about Clay Quantrell from Tallaholt and was published in 1950. And Oi, That's My Leg is a game from Games Workshop, published in I think like 1989 or something like
Ooh,
that.
was it as late as that? I would have put it about 86 or 87. I owned it at one point.
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember specifically. It's currently ranked 20,237, so the highest I think of all the ones that we looked at. And
What are the mechanics of? Yeah, what
Had
are
a
the
cassette
mechanics?
tape soundtrack.
So, Darrell, do you remember it enough to describe it?
It was essentially a roll and move with trolls that had lost various limbs, and you need to go around and collect the various bits. The bit I do remember, it has an extremely annoying goblin song on a cassette tape, which is
That's right. I
about as
forgot
good
it came with the
as
soundtrack.
you'd expect. It was one of a series of 4 that GW put out at the time. Sadly, I can't remember any of the others. But Oi Just Egg was probably the best of the crop, and that's not saying much.
Boy, that's me kidney.
Oi, that's my.
Lean.
It sounds like that
one,
terrible.
Oi, that's your leg.
Have people heard of that
troublesome
terrible
game of
Oi music?
bodybuilding.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
say again, Mark.
There's a terrible
the-
type of sort of, it's like ska mashed with punk called Oi. The only line I can remember is, I like beans, I like sauce, I like sexual intercourse.
Okay.
And at the end of every line, you go,
All,
Oi.
all at the same
Oi.
time?
I mean,
Thank you, George Costanza.
It's an actual genre of music.
Yeah. Yep. I remember this. Yep.
Wow.
It's like
So-
it was one of
Can
those
I share-
genres that was like, you're like, I'm thinking too much with my punk music. So what can we do about that? There's too much.
It looks like there's music videos from this game out on the out on YouTube.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Boy,
nice.
Nice.
Of course, there
Played them,
is.
but I'm just telling you that they're out there, just for your edification.
Well, thank you, Mark. That's that concludes this, that, or the other. There's one bonus. Do you want to read out the bonus one, Mark?
Oh, sure. So yeah, we can just throw this out to the group. Just place this where you think it would fall. Garden of Persephone.
Harlequin.
I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say BGG
All
game.
three. All three.
Yeah, it's all three simultaneously.
It's all three.
It's
Yeah.
all three. That is my guess. It's all three.
Yeah, nice.
So it is a Harlequin novel.
Ah.
And the description was, when Stacy was widowed after a year of marriage, she felt that she could never love again. For her small son's sake, she went to visit her rich father-in-law on the Greek island of, I like to call it Milanus, and found herself offered, despite many complications there, the opportunity of another kind of happiness.
Another
Yeah,
kind.
yeah,
Makes me
yeah.
more
I was like,
uncomfortable than anything.
and my favorite one that I didn't actually get to use was, I had two: Carpet of Dreams and Doctor Overboard.
And those were.
I would be so.
Those are both Harlequin novels.
Ah.
Yeah. My favorite softcore thing that I came across was Below Her Mouth. Also Golden Balls. I just put Below Her Mouth. I was like, oh my god, like I love it, but there's no way that's a board game.
Is it wrong that I thought Carpet of Dreams was soft porn?
Yeah.
Nope.
That was one of our go-to games in college. Sitting around the dining room table was coming up with bad porn movie titles.
Oh yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Ouch.
So surely Team Cube has moved to the top of the charts.
Yes. Look at the scores. Let's check the scores with Doug.
So you are correct. Team Cube has moved up. They are at 16 points.
Oi, oi, oi.
But it's still anybody's game because Dice.
No
and
one wants
Meeple-
it.
Dice and Meeple are at 15 each.
Oh.
Ooh.
We are neck and neck and neck.
That's
So it's
too
actually
many necks.
It's
Can we
actually
stop
time,
here?
it's actually time for me to go have dinner. So
Oh.
Yeah.
now that we're in the lead, so I've got to pull a full on.
Well, thanks for playing. That was fun.
Thank you, Your
Hey,
Majesty.
thank everybody.
Great to see
Have a
you,
good one,
Alex.
You have to wear that
Yes,
crown
I-
to dinner, though.
Oh, I will. Don't worry.
He
It's
probably
not
wears it
wrong.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
will.
does.
I wear it to work.
Let's
Don't
see.
worry.
Minus 1 point. Team member leaving.
And now we're tied. No.
Wow, three-way tie. Really, there is no winner.
All right. Well, we're going to do one round of What Do You Know? Bad jokes, and then we're going to call it a wrap with some recommendations and be out of Dodge here. So the way What Do You Know works is each team, I'm going to give you a list of categories, and you're going to pick a category, and then I will read out a fill-in-the-blank style question, and your team will have to figure out what word or phrase goes in that blank. So go ahead, Doug.
Going to do a timeout for.
Okay. Yes.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Doug needs a beverage.
Ah, yes, yes. Please, please avail yourself of break
Okay.
time. If you need break time, we can vamp while people.
While we have a break, while we're doing a little break, let's say happy holidays to some folks, some folks who couldn't be with us, like John and Beth and
Mark Wilder.
Mark Wilder, of course.
Jeff and Debbie. Jeff Redpath and
Jeff
Debbie.
and Debbie, yeah. Our Canadian contingent.
Gerhard off camera.
Bonacore.
Yes, Stephen Bonacore.
He's too big time now. You know, he only does his own podcast.
Yeah.
Mick and Starla.
Mick and Starla. Yeah.
Yep.
They also only do their own podcast now. That's right.
They were invited. They were all part of this extended Spiel family here. So
it's hard in this. It's hard to pick a day where everybody can do it.
I always just plant the flag and say, here's when we're doing it, and I invite like 500 million people, and am glad to see people show up who can show up. And
Darrell, Rachel was bummed we're not playing Mornington Crescent again.
That was a one-time only.
Yeah, that's right. It's like the crying game. Once you know the secret,
Mark Rickards, how are things down there? Do you have any holiday plans coming up here?
Oh well, I'm going back to the radio studio, as we mentioned, on January the 6th. That's my big holiday plan, is the relaunch of The Dice Men Cometh.
Wow.
Back to being live on radio, but we're going fortnightly. So to give us a chance to play more games.
That seems more reasonable. I can't believe you kept up with that for so long doing weekly, because that's...
Yes, 6.5 years of weekly podcasts was what drove me to early retirement.
Speaking as someone who's 16 years in and do 2 a month, I can tell you 2 a month is tough. I mean, we did 3 a month for a long time, and 2 a month is killer.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I enjoy I enjoy the Dice Man Cometh. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, we look forward to providing you some more quality audio, and the more I look at this camera, the more that I know I'm in the right field of podcasting.
Max, how are things in your side of town there? I haven't talked to you since Max has helped out a ton with the Spiel Foundation work. He's put in yeoman's work, helping me pack bundles and bringing me extra cardboard to shred. And
yeah, you need any more? I've got a garage full thanks to Amazon now.
You know what? I don't need any right now because we're done packing bundles. So
Stephen, why don't you, for folks who may be watching on YouTube, as unlikely as that is, give a quick pitch for the Spiel Foundation.
Sure.
And a link where they can donate.
There will be links in the show notes, and since this is not live per se, it'll be live to tape. The Spiel Foundation, if you aren't aware, if you're not a Spiel listener and listening, the Spiel Foundation is a 501c3 not-for-profit. We've been around for 15 years, and our goal is to make the world a more playful place. We do that in a lot of different ways, one of which is our game bundle program. We send game bundles to organizations across the United States and Canada, and soon we hope Europe as well. And with the idea of sending games into places where people could use a little more fun and playfulness in their lives. So children's hospitals, senior centers, boys and girls clubs, libraries, women's domestic violence shelters and homeless shelters, eventually even prisons. We are on the cusp.
Congress.
Yeah. I don't know.
They're
that
not smart enough to play the games. Yeah.
I don't know that a game bundle can solve that. If it could, man, I would parachute a lot to them if it could solve any of their problems. But we have almost 10,000 games, or over 10,000 games, that we're getting ready to send out. They're all packed up in our rented warehouse, and by the end of January, I hope we will have all of them sent out to all the different kinds of organizations that we just mentioned. We also run a media network, the Spiel Network, which is 16 seasons almost. This is the end of season 16 of the Spiel. You're listening or watching it right now. We are in charge of 2 game awards, the Major Fun Award and the Spiel of Approval Award. Everything we do is built around the idea that play can be a powerful, positive force in the world, and we want to try to just make the world just a little bit more playful. And we think if people play together, it makes the world a more compassionate and just a better place to be. And all the things that we do are guided by that idea. And if you want to support us in what we do, there'll be links down below, or of course in the show notes if you go to thespiel.net, thespielfoundation.com, or majorfun.com, and you'll find ways to support us and say, go team.
Also have a Patreon.
Yep, there's Patreon.
You are the only thing I Patreon.
Thank you.
And I have for a lot of years.
Long time, dude. Decades, I would at least.
I needed those custom Spiel dice.
I actually, if it ever comes, I actually invested in a laser cutter that I can make my own custom Spiel dice.
Oh my gosh, I'm very interested in this because I make some every year for my golf tournament.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's all the supply chain stuff is delayed. The shipment, they manufactured them and they've been sitting on a boat and waiting to come across the ocean for like 6 months. And when they come, it's going to be great because I can do all kinds of fun Spiel dice or custom dice for Spielers or other things.
That's really cool.
We can work out something.
Yeah. I'm happy to commission.
So there's the end of the infomercial, but thank you for giving me the nudge, and thank you all for being here because we couldn't do this silliness without all you cats on the call and dogs.
Speaking of cats, Catherine, remind me what your cat's name is.
His name is Smog. That was him.
Smog was liking the ear scratches, it looked like.
This is prime cat nap time for us, so none of my cats will show up on camera.
No, there's one over there. The boys have been around and pushed off.
That is a really awful way to talk about Becky. That is just.
So I think
currently she's playing Zelda, as far as I can see.
Rachel's playing Animal Crossing. I can hear her.
No, not Zelda, The Witcher, by the looks of things.
Nice. So we're going to do one round of What Do You Know? Doug, remind us the scores, and let's go with the team in the lead. That way the team that's in last place has a chance for a final push. And
team in the lead is Team Cube at 16, just 1 point ahead of the other 2 teams.
That's right.
I thought it was a 3-way tie when they lost the point for the play.
That was a joke.
Don't make me have to explain jokes to Ezra.
So
first I have to explain table talk because
so Team Cube, your choices are people, places, science, things you should have learned in school had you been paying attention, current events, and grab bag.
So I think I've got to recuse myself from this one.
Probably. I mean, it depends upon what they pick, right, Mark?
Sure.
Well, anybody have a preference out of those?
Oh,
people,
science,
places,
or the things of school.
People, places, science, things you should have learned in school had you been paying attention, current events, or grab bag.
Not current events.
Yeah, I like school because I never paid attention. So
okay, I would like the school.
School.
Yeah.
All right, school it is. I gotta bring these up one at a time. Let's go with this one.
So are you in or out, Mark?
Mark can be in unless you looked at the answers. I guess that's the question, Mark. If you looked.
I don't remember which ones I looked at and which ones I didn't.
Okay, well, you're on the honor system here, so let me find it. Here we go. So, things you should have learned in school had you been paying attention, loosely categorized here. The New Chronicles of Rebecca was recently returned to the public library in Boise, Idaho. It was checked out 110 years ago, accruing overdue fines that would have totaled blank.
Yeah, I'm totally in on this one. I paid no attention to that. Wow.
Not really new.
Well, I mean, what did the library finds that up to from 110 years ago? What was it?
Did they suffer from the Y2K bug? Yes or no? That's the first question.
It's a callback.
And what would a fine have been 110 years ago?
Right, like a nickel a week or something, or probably a lot less.
And do they cap it?
3 cars.
What's their compound interest?
3 cars.
I thought you said
I did a quick calculation. If it was $1 a week, that would be $291,000. But I don't think it was $1 a week 100 years ago.
There's no way they were charging $1 a week 110 years ago. That was 1911. I don't think a overdue library book was $1 in 1911. That seems too high.
Real question is, what happened to the old Chronicles of Rebecca?
Well, that hasn't been returned yet. That's why they had to get the new ones.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Well, even 10 cents a week would have been a lot back then, wouldn't it?
I think the Chronicles of Rebecca, not the old, just Chronicles of Rebecca, was a silent softcore porn movie, wasn't it?
I thought it was a BGG game.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite games. Yeah.
It's a young girl's journey from Milan to Minsk.
I think it was a legacy game.
The tagline is so much better than the old Chronicles.
I don't know. What do we think? $5, $10, or big? Go big. What are you thinking?
And I'm thinking if they apply inflation, 10,000.
I'm going to give you. You're going to have a margin for errors. You don't have to hit it on the head here. So I'm going to give you like plus or minus a certain amount. I can't tell you how much because that would give you a.
Man, I had an overdue book not too long ago, and I totally blanked on how much that even cost.
Well, they got rid of late fees here.
It must be nice. I remember when Blockbuster did that.
See how well that worked out for them.
There's still one.
Yep. All right, Team Cube.
So it's I'm anchored in 10,000 because somebody said it.
Oh, 150,000.
Oh my. Okay, you guys. I'm still thinking it's a lot lower. So you go.
You're thinking it's a lot lower than 10,000?
Yeah, I'm
sure
Okay.
it's more. It's more.
Okay.
Well, I'll have to let you two duke it out because I've got.
37.
I don't have any
37,000?
theory. So, what do you say, Eric? 27,000.
Yes.
I'm happy to go with that because I think it's going to be a big number.
Okay, we can go with that.
Yeah,
I'm not arguing.
All right, final answer. What was the actual dollar amount there?
27,000.
I say several people were talking over. Say it. One person say it.
27,000.
27
all together now.
27K.
Okay. You should have listened to Mark Reed. The answer, in fact, is $803.
Wow.
Much lower. It was they made up the Boise Library has gotten rid of any late fees, and so they were using they showed the example of this book being returned and saying this book would have owed $803 had it been returned, but it's zero now because we have no late fees on our returned library books anymore. So,
but they didn't explain how the 110-year-old book managed to get back, because I'm going to assume the person that checked it out didn't return it.
No, somebody had found it. There will be links in the show notes that explain actually it was found by someone, and it looked like it had. They obviously saw that it had the property of Boise Library on the inside of the cover, and so they took it back and said, "Yes, in fact, we still can show it has been. It was checked out. They had the card catalog or whatever to be able to check and make sure that it was actually checked out and never returned. And I think it was 2 cents a week." I think, if I'm remembering right, was the overdue fees. I think that's right.
I think it works out to like 15 a week. I don't know, but that's me trying to do math is never a good idea in my head.
So,
Steven, I am awarding 1 point to Team Cube for trying.
The premise
Sounds
is
fair.
the things you should have learned in school is return a 110-year library book.
Return your library book.
Yeah, return your library
Return your
books.
library
That's
books
what you should have learned in
before-
school.
There you go.
Before it gets to the 110-year mark, preferably. That's
Okay.
It was loose, but there is a connection. It's tangential, but it's there, right?
To make that clear.
All right. So there's a tie for the next position. So Doug, you get to decide which team goes next.
I have Team Meeple up next.
Okay.
All right.
You cannot.
I'm always down for a grab bag. What do you guys think?
Sure.
My recollection is Catherine is pretty hot on science.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think that ought to be our
As long as it's not current events, I'm better at that.
Science.
I pick grab bag because I'm not good at anything. But let's do science. I like it.
For science.
Science.
So Ezra, are you saying the only thing you're good at is grabbing bags?
Well, huevos de oro, I like to call them.
There we are. Yep.
Bags full of meeples.
Let me. Oh, I think I can load both of them up. Give me 2 seconds. Because actually.
Meeple, meeple, meeple.
take all the time you want. You're the one editing this.
Yeah. Edit. Oh, edit.
You think there's editing going on
edit.
with this? Oh my God. I love you.
Yeah. He just
I love
uploads a 5-hour podcast.
Hey, I edit everything else to the T.
Yeah.
This is my one break, man. You're going to get what you're going to get, and you're going to like it or not. Oops, wrong button. Here we go.
That's the title of this episode.
Yes.
Boy, that's my huevos de oro.
Or is it a
Oops,
software
wrong
porn?
button. Here we go. All right. What do you know? Science. A researcher at the Max Planck Institute for Animal Behavior has discovered that jumping spiders tend to fear blank.
The
Green
floor.
goblins.
I think I saw the same thing.
Okay.
I was hoping it was one.
Gubbins has to recuse himself because he saw
I
the
tried
answer.
to fast forward when I was going to the end, and I think I saw this
Yeah.
one.
Trampolines.
Trampolines.
That's awesome.
Kangaroos? I don't know.
I mean,
Where are
animal-
jumping spiders are going to be
Toddlers?
I mean, is it going to be something logical, or is it going to, or like, is it a bird or something like that, which would be, eat them, or is it something just random that like a certain color?
And to fear
perhaps,
nothing
or-
at all.
What if it's heights?
Nothing at all. I like it.
I'm gonna
Like
repeat. I'm gonna repeat the
kittens.
question for the listeners. A researcher at the Max Planck Institute for Animal Behavior has discovered that jumping spiders tend to fear blank.
It's also the Max Planck.
Well, I'm Hoosier, so what was it? It's not the Chevrotain, it's the Chevrotain
Chevrotain.
here in Indiana.
Max Planck.
Good old Versailles.
Hey,
Versailles.
Indiana.
I'm here in Atlanta where we have Ponce de Leon Avenue.
Ponce de
So-
Leon. Yep.
There you go. Terre Haute.
I mean, using logic, I would think it would be some kind of animal that could potentially eat it, or it would be something like water or rain.
See, but I think animal
or certain
behavior.
weather.
I think and given how these things work, I think it's something silly like heights.
Jumping
I think
spiders are
it's-
going to be Australian, right?
Oh, we've got him here.
Of course
It
they
depends
are.
on if they kill
Well, I
people
mean,
or not.
jumping spiders
So-
is a group of spiders, isn't it? It's not a specific spider. I mean,
Yeah, I know, but my
there are
recollection-
jumping spiders in Norway too. It has to do
Right.
with
Okay.
Yeah, we only have the deadly ones.
You're thinking of the drop
Nope.
spiders.
I believe that's actually Australia's motto. Australia. We've only got the deadly ones here.
Maybe they tend to fear the Spiel's holiday party.
Yeah, that could be
Oh, yeah, look at that.
That means so they fear entropy.
it. They fear teeth.
Very advanced, these jumping spiders.
I got nothing. I'm gonna look to the science people. Catherine, you had some like logical thoughts.
Catherine, Darrell, Ezra.
I was thinking color or something that can eat it, or something
like see,
They
to my
tend to-
mind,
they
there
tend to
has
fear
to-
green?
There has to be a reason that they specifically are calling out jumping spiders in the question.
Or maybe it's the only thing they could catch.
I'll catch you.
Become quite popular to breed them recently.
What about spiders?
They're super cute. You know, they're kind of fluffy and they got like big eyes and they're pretty cute.
Yes, spiders and
Like I said,
cute,
people
definitely.
have been breeding them, so it's quite popular to have them as pets.
Really?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. If I'm not, I don't think I'm mixing them with like different types of jumping spiders,
In Norway?
non-poisonous ones.
All right. What did you say, Catherine? You see, what was your? We should just put us out of our misery here.
Words was what you said, but
I suggested things like colors or weather or
tend to fear weather
or
lightning.
So like a
Thor.
bird or
I fear Thor.
Everything.
So much think like a color or something that is dangerous for it, but I don't know.
Let's just say everything and watch Doug try and back his way out of it not being right.
They're omniphobes.
All right, we need an actual answer.
Wind?
I've got nothing.
What'd you say, Catherine?
Wind? I mean, they can be blown off things. I have no idea.
Sure, wind.
Yeah,
All right.
wind. There you go.
The answer is, in fact,
Horse
other
eel.
spiders.
He said it was. I was sort of right.
Oh, that was awesome.
I actually said other spiders.
Yes, you did. I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna
You
get
got
it.
it.
Ezra said.
You and I looked at each other because I knew that was the answer.
I was like,
on it.
I almost gave it away because I went like that. Like, oh shit, I can't do that.
You're on
Steven,
camera.
did you happen to see a video on this? Because there's a little video that you can watch of the spider.
Ooh, no.
It's this adorable little spider. They use a little adorable jumping spider, and then they use a little baby adorable jumping spider. And they will like put him on a little platform, and then show him a ball, and then he's like, whatever. And then they'll show him a ball that's got eyes like spider eyes, and then he'll move. You can see him just move around, and then he'll stop, and then slowly back up, and then he'll just, and like the bigger the spider or the bigger it was, like the quicker he was to be like, nope, I'm out of here.
Well, isn't that just
super awesome.
sensible? I mean, if I see big spider here, nope, I'm done, thank you.
Yeah.
Steven, I have awarded Team Meeple 1 point just because Ezra had the dumb luck to trip across other spiders.
Given that we said like 87 things through the course of, I think, an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
worth
mean,
1
it's
point.
become quite popular to breed them and have them as pets recently.
Wow.
They're pretty cute.
Team dice, Steven.
Yes,
Team
that's
dice.
what that's for you.
So James, Francie, Dave, Erwin, Max. People, places. You can't pick science because it's already been picked. People, places. Grab bag. Current events.
Should have gone grab bag.
I'm good with any of them.
I'm bad with all of them.
Well, I should. When I say I'm good with them, I'm happy to try any of them. I'm not necessarily good at any of the subjects.
Grab bag.
Yeah.
You want Urban's going grab bag? Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Grab bag.
Decision has been made.
All right. Let me find the grab bag.
Because there ain't no telling, and no, we don't know any of the rest of them either. So what the hell?
Yeah.
All right. Let me. Well, this seems apropos given the way this
Of nothing.
has gone. I gotta find that. Let me load it up. Let me hide the sidebar.
Other spiders. That's the.
Yeah.
Hell is other spiders.
Yes. So spiders can in fact have arachnophobia, which I think is awesome. And here we go. Here is your question. The U.S. lied. The U.S. live stream of an Olympic curling qualifying event had to be suspended due to on-ice ads for blank being too much for the American audience.
Huh.
Oh, I love it.
Spiders?
Spell
Other
it?
spiders.
Other spiders.
Other spiders.
Harlequin novels.
Yes. Horse healed.
That's a blank being too much.
The on ice ads for
Blank.
Nice.
So the U.S. live stream of Olympic curling qualifying events. This was just recently. This could have been current events because this was within the last 3 weeks. It had to be suspended, the live stream to the U.S. due to on-ice ads for blank. The ads were seen as too much for the American audience, so they pulled the plug, and American audiences couldn't finish watching the Olympic curling qualifier.
Huevos de oro.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, it's not guns.
Yeah, no
It
doubt.
has to be like rainbow colored pants or
Yeah, that's what
something.
country-
because of the
what
Norwegian
country it
curling
was?
team.
It was in it was in the Netherlands. The actual tournament was in the Netherlands.
It's got to be nudity, right?
I keep thinking, but they're not going to advertise nudity. It's going to be ad for
Prostitution
Ads
legal
for
in the Netherlands?
something being too much. I see.
Is prostitution legal in the Netherlands? Could it be something like that?
Yes, it is legal.
Yeah, it could be weed too, for that matter.
Weed,
Also
yeah.
legal.
Or
Drugs.
cigarettes.
Yeah, let's go with drugs. Drugs are sex because by God, Americans have problems with that.
Yeah, violence would be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
I
allowed
have
here.
no problems with guns, but sex or drugs, my God, yeah. I'm gonna
Okay.
go with drugs. I bet it's drugs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go with weed.
Yep, drugs.
Sure. Drugs.
Okay.
Final answer?
Sure.
The answer is, in fact, sex toys.
Ah! we were.
You were so
It was
close.
one of the two. Yeah.
So when you said pull the plug,
The things they do with brooms there.
It was not. I was not vibing. It was just
Yes.
not.
Oh.
So the company, it's kind of funny because the company was easytoys.com, an online purveyor of sex toys, but they had done a non-racy logo, and it just had the website.
As opposed to the South Carolina Armory.
Yes. But they had ads along the hog line, which is the line that you have to let go the stone before you when you release from the hack. And they had
I thought that was
on
just
ad-
one of their toy lines. Was
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
So it wasn't. They didn't even have any pictures or anything like that.
It just
No,
it
but
just said
people looked it up.
easytoys.com, and then had basically just that logo, just a nondescript, racy logo. But I guess some Americans looked it up and went, "Oh, so curlers are prudes." I guess that's what we've learned.
No, American.
American
Yeah.
curlers. American curlers.
It was going to be either sex or drugs. It had. Yep.
Yep.
Well, bring us home, Doug. That is the final game of the party here before we move on to bad jokes in the end here.
That's it. That's all.
No.
Okay.
No bonus point.
Isn't that enough?
Bonus points. You get bonus points to everybody else.
Team Cube. No, sorry. Let's start here. Team Dice. 15 points.
Wait, I protest. We did say sex.
You did. And then you went weed. Team Meeple, 16 points. Team Cube, 17 points.
Nice job.
In the championship.
Well
The
done.
Marks and Erik and Alex and who did I forget?
Yes.
I should have just bet that someone named Mark would win.
The odds were with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
The odds are in your
Congratulations.
favor.
Congratulations, Team Cube. Let's round out the party here with Francie's the holiday staple. Her
What
bad
did we
jokes.
win? What do we win?
You win the to not listen to the jokes.
Yeah. Let's get to mute Francie.
Yes, we'll make you host, and you can mute.
Either that or we don't have to come back next year.
Ooh.
That's why why I've never won one of these damn things.
He invites 500 million people. It's no big deal.
You thought you were special.
Hey, the number one in the Southern Hemisphere.
First and favorite forever.
Yeah.
You're already on Sunday. For you, it's Sunday already.
Oh, I'm calling from the future. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why
And
they won.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel. We should also say Happy Holidays, Daniel. He's
Yes.
your
yes,
Swedish intern.
Yes. Happy holidays, Daniel.
Yeah, maybe it's for the win.
So I have 15.
Maybe you want to come hear Francie's holiday jokes?
30 new entries.
No, don't make me do it. So I have 15 jokes here, and I'm gonna let you pick your poison. So somebody should pick a number between 1 and 15.
7.
Are you just gonna do one?
No, I will do as many as you would like.
So 1.
I've got some. You want more of hers than mine.
I have just rolled a 14, so there you go.
Oh, the dice have.
Okay.
Dice have spoken.
All right. What do you call a hen that can count?
Now these are holiday jokes, right?
They're jokes.
on a holiday party.
Well, we'll decide whether they're jokes. A hen that
Say it again.
can count.
So, what do you call a hen that can count? A mathema-chicken.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
And welcome to the bad joke segment.
Who says they're bad?
I think I heard Dave say 7 earlier.
I said 7. I did say 7.
All right.
You do 7, and then I'll interrupt you with some, and then you can do 7 more.
Number 7. What's red and smells like blue paint?
Red paint.
Yeah.
You've heard this one before.
And Max gets a point.
16.
Huevos de oro.
Yeah, that title just sort of removes all wordplay from the.
That's good.
Oven,
What was that?
didn't you want to interrupt?
Oh, I thought you were going to do 7 total.
No,
Oh.
Dave picked number
sorry.
7.
I
More.
said.
We couldn't take 7.
So wait, so what 4 rock guys can't sing? Mount Rushmore.
Oh.
I like that joke. That's a good joke.
No.
No.
That's a solid joke.
Oh, you're taking it for granted now.
All right. A number. We need a number. We need a number.
4.
Number 4. What do you call a poor Santa?
Dad?
Your childhood scares me, Ezra.
What about his adulthood?
A poor
Father Nicholas.
No.
James with a
Saint
point.
Nicholas.
Saint Nicholas.
Very nice.
What do you call a pig that is cold and angry?
Dad?
Oh.
The answer is a hamburger.
Oh God.
Oh.
Man, you're giving Francie a run for her money. Jiminy.
That was very nice.
When they're
That's
admiring.
what it was. Nice. That's what we're calling it. Okay.
I heard
Catherine's calling for 2. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I like this one. What do you call a fish in a bow tie? Sophisticated.
I like it.
I have to say, for the listeners at home, no one has dropped. No one has dropped. That is admirable work by you all.
Wait, we can do that?
Congratulations. You're still with us.
What do you call a Frenchman wearing sandals? Philippe Flop.
Oh. Right now I'm dropping.
But wait, is he a prince?
Is he your dad? We need a number.
Need a number?
One.
Number 1. What do a tick and the Eiffel Tower have in common?
France.
Philippe Flop.
They are both parasites.
Oh.
I kind of actually like that one. I kind of like that one.
How does Darth Vader eat with his mask on? He force feeds himself.
Oh.
Just nods. We've reduced the party. They're just face palming and nodding.
That's all right. I only have one more, so.
Francie, we need another number here for Francie.
11.
One again because it was a good one.
Number 5. What did one hat say to the other?
You go on ahead.
Nice. Stay here. I'm going on ahead.
I think he gets full marks for that.
Yeah, that was good.
That's good. That's good.
He gets all of us?
Yes. All the marks.
All right. This is my last one. How many potatoes does it take to kill an Irishman?
Oh dear.
None.
0.
None. Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
All right, Francie, bring us home.
Okay.
You get to pick. Let's say you pick.
Okay. What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet?
Supplies.
Nice.
Thank you, UHF.
That's three correct jokes answered by someone named Mark. So the Marks are clearly the champions of
That is not a record you want to be proud of.
Let's see, that means -3 points for the team.
Team Meeple wins.
All right, let's bring this party to a close here. We always sort of end the party by going around the horn one time here. If you have something that you would like to recommend, a book, a movie, a TV show, a game, something that you love that you think other people might love and don't know about, you can recommend that. And if you have anything you want to tout or plug away. So I'm going to start with Erik, because he just flashed something.
Yeah, the Trappist Rochefort. I see it in mirror.
He's trying.
It's good. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, Trappist Rochefort 10, very good. I can only recommend it.
It's a beer for those listening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably not available in the States, sadly.
Yes, for sure. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I know Steven can tell you where to find where you can find it.
You can easily find it in the States. That is really findable.
It's one of the, I think, 12 different Trappists worldwide, and there's even one in the US. One Trappist. There's 5 in Belgium, 2 or 3 in Holland, one in Italy, one in Austria, I think.
Oh, so these are the monasteries, actually. The monks.
Yes. Yeah. And it's only allowed to be called Trappist when there is still a monk alive in the monastery. So we had 6 last year, and this year we have only 5 in Belgium.
Oh.
Guess what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Erik, for joining us and staying up late with us. It's been a pleasure having you again.
Thanks.
Catherine, let's go. Catherine next.
We have recently unpacked a lot of our boxes of games finally after moving, and have made a bit of a board game library in our basement, and have recently been playing some old favorites. So things like Uspon and Phoenicia, among others, and really enjoying these oldies but goodies. So just recommending checking out some of your old favorites instead of constantly going after new stuff.
Sort of a back shelf spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you beat me to it, Ezra. Excellent.
Stephen, by the way, do you know which game was released today on Board Game Arena?
Ooh, I do. Tell people.
Copa.
Scopa.
Oh, Scopa, nice.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Available on Board Game Arena, so we
Nice.
can play Scopa.
But are they using the Spiel
Yeah,
card?
you have to. That's
with
right.
the
You have to
images?
upload the Spiel deck and their graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to license the Spiel cards. Absolutely, I would do that for sure. Let's go, Mark Reed. Thanks so much, Mark. You survived. Congratulations, you made it to the end.
Thank you for inviting me. No, for the comic nerds in the audience, especially DC comic nerds, I would like to recommend what's now available in graphic novel format. It's called The Other History of the DC Universe, which goes back through the 70s and the 80s and tells a lot of the familiar stories from the perspective of people of color. It's written by the same playwright/script writer who wrote 12 Years a Slave, and it's just really excellent reading. So highly recommend.
I love it. I've been digging.
I'm a
into it.
Marvel guy, and I would still recommend that comic. It's really good.
Thank you very much, Mark. Let's go to Darrell. Darrell, thank you for staying up. You're sick. You've been drinking scotch with us all night. Hopefully we've kept you entertained, or at least awake.
It's been a while since somebody passed out at the holiday
I was
party.
going to say, I haven't passed out yet, so, that's a win.
Yes.
What can I recommend? Getting vaccinated.
Yes.
Here.
And wearing a bloody
Yes.
mask.
Yes.
But on a slightly lighter note, obviously I've not played a huge amount of stuff this year. Haven't really had the opportunities, but the one thing I have enjoyed of new things, Crew 2, I think that's pretty solid. The original was our best-selling game last year. No idea what this year's one is going to be. It's stock and what's been available and what people have wanted. I honestly, we always have a little game amongst the staff to go, can you guess what we sold the most of this year? And nobody ever gets it right, so it's always entertaining. But no, I've enjoyed that one. Very pleased to see Deus is on Board Game Arena. It's one of my favorite games that popped up recently. Other than staying safe and taking time to look after the people you care about. That's probably all my recommendations for the year. Sorry, not so sparkling wit this year.
Hey, those are solid choices, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Let's go on to James Engelhardt.
Hey. Things that I have this writing class that I'm teaching in the spring, and we're using tabletop games as kind of the subject around which we're going to be working. So it sent me to find game study stuff that's not electronic games, it's not online, it's not all of the digital spaces. And it's kind of fun to find also people who are sort of in humanities, so aren't doing sort of the mathy side of things. So if you're interested in these kinds of things, there is analoggamestudies.org and One Shot, a journal of critical games and play. So you can find, if you're interested in sort of thinking about games in a sort of different and perhaps more scholarly way, or just want to see how scholars think about games. It's kind of a fun thing to do. I'm enjoying it. It's not everybody's cup of tea necessarily, but I thought I'd put that out there.
It's your cup of tea. That's what matters.
It is my cup of tea,
Us.
or mug of beer, as the case is.
And it might be others.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. I love it. Francie, Broadie.
Boy.
Don't recommend bad jokes or
We haven't seen any of your jewelry this year. Do you have any?
I'm not actually even wearing any. I'm wearing some fabulous Tyrannosaurus Rex earrings from
That is fabulous.
Alex
from
and Suzie.
Alex and Suzie.
Catherine has.
Do they just
I'm
like
wearing
bite?
Catherine's wearing some.
Catherine.
Nice.
Oh, hey.
That's good. Somebody is. Yes. Weirdly, this year I don't know, this pandemic junk, and I just haven't been making much jewelry because I don't have any place to sell it. And it's not feeling very inspired. I have been making lots of gnomes, but I have been listening to some podcasts. I'm not a big podcast listener, but one of the podcasts I've discovered is one called Recipe Club, by David Chang and Chris Ying, and they're two Asian guys who have invited their friends. David Chang is a fairly well-known chef, and they have invited their friends to come along, and they pick 3 recipes a week, and everybody in the group has to make all the recipes, and then they talk about the recipes, except they're very snarky and ridiculous, and it's really fun to listen to if you like cooking and silliness. And really the charm of it all is just the friendship and camaraderie between the people involved, which is something we've all been kind of missing out on, being stuck at home. So
Even that sounds like a segment on the Spiel.
it could be. Yes. And the other podcast was it is technically finished, but it's called Home Cooking by Samin Nasrat and Rishi Shiraway, and it is also super, super charming. And they started it as a way to sort of get through the pandemic and talk about, people would write in and say, hey, I got a case of jalapenos, I don't know what to do with them, and they would figure out what you could do with them, and silly things, and it's also very charming. Book
For the
wise,
listener, they're also known as jalapenos.
Yes.
But those folks are in the Midwest, so they're
I know.
jalapenos.
I never
Yes.
took Spanish,
Yes.
sorry. Book wise, I have read a ton of books this year, and of course I can't remember any of them at the moment, but the one that has struck me the most was called Goodbye Vitamin by Rachel Kong, and it's a novel about a girl who decides to move back home because her dad is starting to act kind of weird, and she wants to kind of figure out what's going on. And so it's about her as an adult, who doesn't quite know her way, sorting out her parents as adults. So it's very, very lovely little book. So those would be my recommendations.
Excellent. As I'll remind the listeners, all the links will be in the show notes to any of the recommendations, so people can check them out. Ezra, Denney.
Mentioning analog game studies, I recommend you read everything Tanya Pabuda writes. Tanya Pabuda is an amazing voice in gaming for pushing for more diversity and pointing out how undiverse gaming is. Her studies of things like how many women show up on the cover of board games, how many people of color show up on the cover of board games, how many board games are about Western topics, that sort of thing. All super important work that she's doing, and she is now Dr. Pabuda. She has officially gotten her PhD. Just an amazing woman doing really cool things.
You have done an interview with her that's on an episode of
we have
Spiel.
another one scheduled, but now she's a little busy now. She is in demand. A book I'm loving right now is I love the Revolutions podcast by Mike Duncan, which is awesome, but he wrote a biography of the Marquis de Lafayette called Hero of Two Worlds, and it's a great read. Lafayette lived a life that will probably never happen again. He was an incredible, conflicted, weird person, and Duncan does a really great job of telling his story. I'm going to let Mark do the video game that I was going to recommend. RPGs. I love RPGs, and a new game just came out called Haunted West. It's an Old West, Weird West game done from the prism of people of color, and so it taught a lot of the characters and a lot of the take and the theme are from the the viewpoint of people of color. It's from the guy Chris Spivey who did Harlem Unbound, which is the best thing ever written for Call of Cthulhu. It's amazing. But Haunted West, really excellent. And then I actually went to Board Game Geek Con this year, and I got to play some games there. And there's a few new games that I played there that are really excellent that I want to recommend. 3 that are available now, and 1 that hasn't made it to the States yet. The 3 that are available now, everybody knows, I think after Gen Con, that Furnace is really good. But guys, Furnace is really good. It is that degenerate, just sort of, I'm playing solitaire, but this is really fun. I'm setting up, it's combo-licious. It is just a really fun game. And it is the rare heavy game that really does play in less than an hour. It's a meaty, heavy, thinky game that plays in less than an hour, which is one of my sweet spots. Furnace, fantastic. My favorite game of the con, without question, was Picture Perfect, which is by Arcade Wonders. It is a hilarious idea that I can't believe no one has thought of yet. You are all photographers at a 1920s society party, and all of these horrible society people have requirements for this picture. Like, I want to make sure that you can't see the dog, or I want to be next to the table. And this is all hidden information that you're slowly learning. And so then you have all these figures, and you're moving them around to set up the photo. And the scoring of the game is you take your phone camera and you actually take the picture. And if you can see the maid in that picture, you don't get those points. It is genius. We played it. Unfortunately, we played it like at the very end of the con. Like, I totally randomly was like, this looks like fun. And we would have played it 5 times. I have a copy coming for Christmas. We love that game. Picture Perfect. Both Furnace and Picture Perfect are from Arcane Wonders. And now for the not highbrow recommendation. Like you, I'm sick of Seven Wonders. But I'm here to tell you, Seven Wonders Architect is really good. I was really surprised at how much I enjoyed their take on a Seven Wonders game. It plays especially well at 3, which I would argue is how you should play Seven Wonders anyway. But Seven Wonders Architect, fantastic. And then the last one, a game that hasn't made it here yet, but it's great, is Mil Fiori. But it's a new Knizia game. It is the point saladiest of point salad, but it is super approachable. Oftentimes I find with point salad games, like, explaining it becomes a pain, and you're like, and you get points for this, you get points for that, you get points for that. This game has really simple iconography that is well represented, and the board does a great job of demarcating all the actions and stuff like that. Mil Fiori is it's a great game. I can't wait until it's available.
I don't think it has a U.S. It's Schmidt-Spiele in Germany, and they haven't
gotten one yet. Yeah,
partner yet.
Yeah,
and then somebody who does jewelry on this call who needs a copy of that game. I know.
Yeah, I bet there's the bits on that are fabulous. And then I do everybody got a pandemic something. My pandemic something is I started a podcast, and it's called Keep the Game Moving, and I talk with game masters of every kind of game about running tabletop role-playing games. And I've been lucky enough, and it is all luck, to have some really fabulous and famous GMs on there. And Erik Lang, who we taught, Erik Lang, he actually has a role-playing game that is his life, that he will never show anyone. He made a role-playing, the game of Erik. Because I was like, what game would you run? And he's like, well, I'd run my game. But no one will ever play it. It's a fascinating idea.
Plug your Quests and Chaos too.
Oh yeah. And I run games on Twitch with Quests and Chaos. We're just finishing up after a year of Down Darker Trails, and we'll be starting something up again in February. Have you ever finished your Masks game? Wait, so the Rat Bastards were playing Masks, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. We haven't finished. We kind of got on hiatus due to the pandemic mostly.
Yeah.
It's still we're gonna finish at some point, I know, but just hasn't had the chance.
Yeah, it's funny. My home game we just a couple months ago started playing in person again. And then just yesterday, we were like, I think we're going to go back to Zoom for a while because we have one member who has a young child that can't be vaccinated yet. And so we're back to playing over Zoom, sadly.
Better over Zoom than
yeah,
not at all.
that's right. But echo what Darrell said. Stay safe, and I'm glad to see everybody is happy and healthy and safe, and that is a beautiful thing. And not something we cannot take for granted anymore. So cheers to to good health and happiness and a better 22.
Jesus, across the board. Thanks, Ezra.
Getting my booster tomorrow.
Yay!
I got mine before I went to Texas. I'm not taking any chances.
Mark Smalley.
Okay. So as Ezra hinted at, a computer game. I think it's only available on Steam. It might be available on Switch. It's called Inscription, spelled with a Y in script. And unfortunately, you can't really say a whole lot about it.
The deck builder.
Other than the way that I've been describing it, it's a roguelike deck builder, but done by Kurt Vonnegut.
I'm in. That sounds awesome.
It breaks the fourth wall repeatedly.
Yeah, it just smashes the fourth wall all over the place. And just what an incredible experience. And it's a fun game. Like the gameplay is very, very fun, very addictive. So definitely highly recommend Inscription. Book wise, I have made it through most of The Expanse, and I'm really excited to work through the last one that came out last month. But Joe Abercrombie has just blown me away this year. He did a trilogy called The Blade Itself. And man, this just totally blew me away. He's a British writer and definitely has that dry Douglas Adams, but just not quite as goofy, which is in no way to disparage Douglas Adams. I have The Hitchhiker's Guide is definitely one of my favorites, but this book has just made me question what it means to exist and what the meaning of life is in general. It's a fantasy novel or fantasy trilogy, and I think he's got 6 books total in the series. But yeah, just something to anytime that you've ever wanted to, anytime that you want to sort of hold someone up as a hero, this book goes, you should really think about that. And anytime that you want to mark somebody as a villain, this book goes, you should really think about that. Just incredible.
What's the name of the book, Mark? What's the name of the book?
So the first book in the trilogy is called The Blade Itself. The second book in that trilogy has one of my favorite quotes ever, I guess. Before they are hanged. And we should forgive our enemies, but not before they are hanged. And as podcast wise, I stumbled across the Great American Pop Culture Quiz Show. And if you in any way, shape, or form like pub trivia or anything like this, you absolutely have to listen to this podcast. These guys have amazing production quality. All of the games are just ridiculously interesting, and it's pretty accessible. It's not just, I wouldn't necessarily call it like super easy, but it is definitely accessible. And just to give you sort of an idea of games that they do, one of the recent shows, they would play a clip from a song where someone was saying la 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 la, and then the contestants had to guess the song. So, for instance, I think one of them was a Horse with No Name.
Okay, all right,
that. Yeah. And another thing that, oh man, it sounds really goofy, but man, it's so funny. They start the show, they pick first player by having everyone say, give me your champion. And so they'll say, my champion this time is Inspector Gadget. and the three contestants will throw out their champions, and then they're presented with a circumstance. So tell me why Inspector Gadget would make the best souffle. Or so, and then each person has to argue why their champion would do that thing, or anyway, it's just, man, I cannot tell you how much that show has just brightened my year. So they've got two seasons, or they're 3 seasons in now. Very good, very excellent show.
Nice. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
Dave.
All righty. I would say, let's see, 2 things. First, I would recommend supporting the Lebanon Leprechauns of the TBL for their first season that's upcoming this spring. Great basketball. Looking forward to the season. A lot of stuff going on with that. So keep an eye on them and support them, please.
Is that high school or?
It's a professional basketball team, new league, and Dave is a a minority owner of the Lebanon Leprechauns.
Huh. Yes. TBL is the league, the basketball league, and it's looking like it's going to be a real fun season. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So this is the Leprechauns' first season. The league has been around for a few years, and is pretty well established. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that would be one of the things I would recommend. Another thing I would recommend real quick is just the game that I've been playing on Xbox, which is a little different than what we're talking about lately, has been a game called Orcs Must Die version 3, which of course you could just tell by the title is a great game. Kind of a castle.
Unless you're an orc.
Unless you're an orc or an ogre, and then but it's kind of a castle defense game. It's a lot of fun. I'm just enjoying the daylights out of it. So that would be the game that I would recommend right now. And read poetry and support your local animal shelters.
Excellent recommendations.
What's different about Orcs Must Die 3 versus the other 2? Because
there were so many unanswered questions.
Yes, well, Orcs Must Die 1. I haven't played Orcs Must Die 2, but Orcs Must Die 1 was a single player. Orcs Must Die 3 is for 2 people. And then they've got basically 3 campaigns that you can play through if you buy the expansion. And then they've also got like a thing called Scramble, which adds buffs and debuffs to it. And then they have Endless, which is kind of like a horde mode that just kind of goes through and plays. And then of course they have, so it's like you keep playing until they overwhelm you basically for the horde mode. I love it. I played a little bit of the Orcs Must Die and I liked it so much because it was the free game with Xbox. And so I tried that and I liked it. And then I was talking to Chip, who's a friend of ours, who the Rat King, and so then it was like, well, we got to try this. So we've been playing the daylights out of it, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So,
thanks for joining us, Dave. It's great to have some rats on the call.
always a pleasure. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Let's go to Tasmania. Mark.
Oh, here I am back again. Okay. First of all, if anyone hasn't seen the new Dune movie, you must see it. It is fantastic. Everything I wanted to be except too short. And I can't believe I have to wait 2 years for the sequel. That's the downside. I've watched a TV series recently. If you're into British crime, I love a bit of British crime. There are 4 seasons of Unforgotten. It's sort of like a cold case series. Yep. It stars Nicola Walker, who was one of my favorite actors from Spooks, and also Sanjeev Bhaskar, who is best known from the Khans from Number 42, was a comedy series, but this is obviously drama. He is great. There's 4 seasons. I am a crier when I watch movies and TV, and man, I bawled plenty of times through this series. It just touched the heartstrings so much. So I can highly recommend Unforgotten. I've also been playing Masks with my Cthulhu group, which is awesome. But we have, for a bit of a change, we've been playing the RPG, the Alien RPG.
Oh, yeah.
One shots.
It's good.
Really loving it. So I can highly recommend that. And of course, the upcoming Return of the Dice Men cometh, I recommend to you all in early January.
Yay! The Dice Men cometh again.
That's right.
I believe that's a softcore porn.
Oh dear. I did want to ask Catherine. I believe eels are a bit of a delicacy in Norway, and I want to know, is that pre or post horse?
Oh. Oh.
And on that note, I think I should leave.
I'll show myself out.
Let's see. Ooh, who did we just lose?
James just headed out.
Oh, James. Erwin.
First, I have to say that Dave may need a watching partner because he's watching Black Moon tonight. A watching partner for his softcore movie. So I'm a first-time Spiel holiday participant. I've been as a NSFW de-virginized. Thank you for having me. And what's been great about it is I'm really appreciative of, especially you, Stephen, of just everything regarding play and inclusivity. And so I've been having some inclusivity and equality issues. So there's one recommendation that I would definitely recommend is Equal Justice Initiative. And they're based in Alabama. And something everybody should read is their history of racial injustice. And get on the calendar, just get the calendar, and you get an email every day. And it just talks about the injustice in U.S. history. And so that's the one thing that has been sticking with me this past year and a half with everything going on. So yeah, that's the recommendation that I have.
Excellent.
I just think about it and how you guys are just welcoming, and some of you I've met in person multiple times, and some of you I've just met for the first time today, and I just appreciate just the welcoming and the overall tone of let's just play. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Always room at the table for everyone. Thanks, Erwin.
Thanks.
Max.
Well, it's not particularly new, but I really enjoyed the science fiction novel Red Rising. So recommend that. It's kind of an inclusivity theme there, underlying it all. I also like the new Dune movie, but some of us remember the old Dune movie and like some of it better than the new one. So I recommend watching that. If you haven't seen the animated series Arcane Legends, it's got a great plot line, good stuff, and great animation. I'm not usually an animation person, but the last couple of years have made me explore lots of things while I sit on the couch. So yeah, it's,
that's based out of League of Legends, right?
Yes, I think so. Arcane Legends. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Although a friend of mine who recommended to me said you don't need to know anything about the game.
No, not at all. Because I don't. So yeah.
Me either.
Max,
it's a great show.
Give yourself a plug here with you being a game designer and publisher too. Don't leave that out.
Airborne Commander is back with all the expansions and playmat. It's on the Game Crafter on so go get one if you like World War II solitaire war games. Go for it. Yeah, my friend Aaron Lauster is the designer. I fixed it, and there you go.
You may recognize Max from Stratamax Games. He's been interviewed on many Essen. Funny, he lives down the road, but we only interview you, Max, if you've traveled to Germany, apparently.
And if you have dead space to fill up.
You're like the what was it? The David Letterman had Marv Albert.
That's
And,
right.
you know, he was the emergency guest. You're our Marv Albert.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks so much for joining us, Max. We'll end with Gubbins. You get last licks here.
Except for you.
I give people recommendations all the time.
Okay.
Listen to the Spiel if you
Yes,
want to listen to my
exactly.
recommendations.
So
You're gonna say that's you and me both.
Seems like a bad idea.
recently I saw Jagged, the Alanis Morissette documentary that was good. How To with John Wilson, I like. Unlike Ezra and everyone else on this call, I finally got to play Seven Wonders and liked it, so I'm not tired of it yet. But I like that kind of build up type of game where you so I like that. And
We got to get on Board Game Arena, Gubbins, because Architects is on Board Game Arena.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I can
Sounds
teach.
Sweet.
Let's do it.
And then I've been playing a lot of Zoom games, like as you mentioned before, Quacks with my 3 ducks in a trench coat, Quacks, and then Welcome To and Just One and a bunch of other games that I don't remember the name of.
How do you play Quacks over Zoom? Does everyone just have their own bag?
Everybody has their own game, so yeah.
You just
and then
have
one person keeps score.
I just
so.
have a top-down camera that shows the scoreboard, and everybody has their own bag and keeps track of their own little thing, and it works brilliantly well. And you can basically play with infinite number of people.
Yep.
Right.
Playing it that way.
As long as you have enough tokens on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
3D print different colors.
Well, with that in mind, I think it's time to call our annual holiday hoo-ha. Oh, we've got Darrell raising his hand.
One thing that I meant to mention in terms of recommendations, I know you will like, and I'm fairly sure will be up Ezra Street. One of the things I binged on over the pandemic lock-ins. The BBC put out an audio drama based on H.P. Lovecraft in the style of an X-Files-esque investigative journalists, modern day. I'll throw the link for the first one in there, but they've done the first 3 stories. Started off with the case of Charles Dexter Ward, but I thought they were really good. And I'm not a Cthulhu Lovecraft thing at all, but I really enjoyed these.
Yeah, it's like found footage. The Lovecraft. It's really clever. It's
so it's very well done. But, and as far as I know, the audio stuff is not region locked. You ought to be able to access that wherever you are.
Yeah. I think it's on Spotify even.
Oh, it may be. I pick it up from a local Sounds app, but
That's excellent. Thank you, Darrell.
Stephen, when we started the holiday party, my quiz was on number 5 in the hot discussions on Board Game Geek. Meanwhile, I'm on number 4 already. Yeah, so
we weren't even live.
Yeah, we'll take credit for that.
The Spiel effect is real, or I'll take credit for it, even if it isn't.
Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you all enough. This is the end of season 16 of the Spiel. We've been doing this show 16 years. This year has been super trying for so many reasons, just due to the way the world has fallen apart and been put back together. And we're so glad to be with you here at the end of season 16. And it's always such a great way to kind of unwind and to just take a breath and look back and say, yeah, let's keep going. Let's do this again. Let's make another trip around the calendar here. And thanks for being part of the extended Spiel family and being with us. And can't thank you enough for being here, and wish everybody a happy holidays. So with that in mind, I think maybe we can all just say Spiel on and happy holidays all together.
Whether it's the turn of a...
We're not doing that. We've learned our lesson. It's impossible. So I'll count to 3 and we can all say Spiel on and happy holidays and call it a day. 1, 2, 3. Spiel on.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
And call it a day.
And call it a day.
Day.
The joke was right there.
Gezelligheid met. Gelukkig nieuwjaar.